All right. So it does have. All right. I have voice. Hopefully. No, you guys are very advanced. So yeah, I'm not gonna give you the fucking breaks I would have 5 levels ago.
What happened? Why is it 30 years into the future?
It's not 30 years in the future.
You were in a
We were in something that we'll discuss in character, but we were all in like this realm of oblivion, and it looks like there was a war going on between these wardens who return to this realm every time they fail. Ashurbanipal attacking the city, and there's a city they are trying to defend. Um,
Let me get you set up with the intro music for quite
gotta have the
possibly
intro music.
our final session. We'll see. It might not be. I've said it's our final session like 10 sessions ago. So. Uh, okay. 1 second.
Can I just say having 5 dogs is a pain in the ass?
Yeah, it sounds
As soon
like
as
something I wouldn't want to do.
one gets settled, the other ones start acting up.
Okay, adjust your speakers. Make sure rhythm is audible but not overpowering. And Bernard, go ahead and give us the recap.
Okay. On the last session of The Edge of the World is Made of Swords, our characters found themselves immediately after the encounter with 20 of Septimus soldiers impersonating, family guards and family soldiers of Razdan. And after they were dispatched and the fire in the inn was put out, Maximilian, his face contorting into expressions that weren't his own, and his voice ringing out as Ashurbanipal spoke aloud to us. Once we realized that it was Ashurbanipal we were talking to, we pleaded with him for a little bit to release Maximilian from his grip. It didn't work. Jazbek communicated with Oronala and Marcos, as well as Azrael, telling them to get back to their group um, because Ashurbanipal was here. Um, Marcos and Jazbet attempted to grapple Ashurbanipal. He dodged from Marcos. Jazbet grabbed onto him as Oronala jumped and took out her box and device given to her by Chester the Magnificent as she attempted to release Maximilian from his possession. And then, as she opened this box and used the device on the entity that was Ashurbanipal, he warned that what we were doing would kill Max. We didn't believe him, and we knew we had to stop him somehow. So even though it was painful for Max, and he was being tormented and tortured by Ashurbanipal, um, Orinala continued with the device. Reality began to kind of get out of focus for a little bit. People's vision was blurred as arcane sorceries swirled in the air. Finally, Maximilian's head exploded in a bright light as a purple beam left his body and entered the box, but it didn't seem like it was enough. We looked at Max, his eyes milky white, comatose. We took his pulse, found that he was still alive. The party was in shock, was broken. But Ezra was the first one to say, "Hey, we need to get a move on. There's people to help at the aqueducts." So we fireman carry Maximilian past the city as we're all trying to digest everything that we've been going through. We make it to the aqueducts. We see that there's a field hospital with healers set up. We find Chagatai sore. We tell him to protect Max. We hand Max over to his care, and then immediately we try to take stock of the situation. There's rockets firing into the city at the most populous areas, anywhere where there's a water supply. We took care of a group of about 20 ambushers inside the city itself, but there was still the aftermath and rubble of the aqueducts. It looks like the injured was mostly getting some help. So we decided that, hey, this city needs a fucking direction to go into. It's going to be bleak unless there's some type of leadership. We got to get a queen elected. Immediately, Jazbet offered up Sazabasti to Pharaoh's Irshim as a way to keep Krasdan independent from Galstia, but also to give the city a union that would benefit the most, for the most part. Um, and then it was fucking Orinala who came in clutch, reminding them, that Pharaoh's Irshim swore a blood debt to Marcos. So we concocted this plan where Marcos, as the champion of the Basties, could wield the sword of Atamori in his queen's stead as long as she was elected the rightful queen. And we ran and made way towards Sazabasti, desperate to find her. As the rocketing of the city stops, we begin to hear screams on the other side of the walls. And Orinala and Ezreal fly up over the roof. Orinala using levitation, Ezreal using his winged boots to get stock of what was going on beyond the walls. They see the purple light of Ashurbanipal flying in between the enemy army of Septimus, seeing that Septimus's ranks are dealing with the possession of Ashurbanipal. They relay this information to the team, and then where we thought we had hours, it would seem we have maybe an hour, maybe two at the most. But it looks like things were definitely ramping up for an epic conclusion. So we made our way to Saza. We get there out of breath, dire, and we immediately cut to the chase. We convince her to become the queen by marrying Thurus, by breaking tradition, giving the middle finger to her mother. But now we have to find Firuz, but not before we are treated to a camera zoom out of what was going on with Septimus's army as he's fighting his last stand on a hill, completely surrounded by the undead army. What was once his army, his soldiers, now turning against him and the rest of the leadership.
Well, I think that was a very good recap. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add? Anything that might have been missed? All right. Thank you. Yeah, and I will give you a. Do you have an inspiration point currently?
I do not.
All right. Well, it's a good thing because you get one for such a thorough recap.
Hey.
So, you are now at this point. Does anyone have any final questions before we pierce through the veil of reality and descend again into Panagon?
Let's go fuck up some temporal plague demons.
Oh yeah.
All right. So all of us, we collectively leave the world behind as we know it, and we dive in together through the veil of reality into the realm of Panagon, where we find ourselves in the city of Hrazdan. We see Hrazdan alone, a small pillar on the deep, vast plains of sulfur marshes. As the camera flies low over the ocean, past a number of sailing ships that are coming down from the north, we see Hrazdan, this ancient city that has been revitalized by the Hadrut people, where they've rebuilt rebuilt a life for themselves after fleeing tragedy deep in the Great Green Sea. You are standing there outside of the shop of Sazabasti, standing in a very bleak evening twilight. The sun is hanging low on the horizon, casting its shadows dramatically across the rooftops of Hrazdan. We see that night is coming, and while you all may not entirely understand the importance of it, it seems that everyone who is dedicated to the wedding, to the queenship, it needs to happen before sundown. And as you see and you listen, standing on the ramparts, out in front of you, past that short expanse, the short, sharp, dangerous middle, between you and the enemy. You see the purple lights flit across the trenches of Ashurbanipal, the trenches of Septimus, and we turn the narrative over to you, our heroes. This is truly, you stand here on the precipice of history. You stand here looking into what could be a very dark night or could be a very brilliant dawn. Jomama, heroes of this world, what do you do?
So, are we currently standing in Sazabasti's smithy?
So, at the end of last session, you heard the detonation of a large explosion, and you all came out into the streets to see what the explosion was. Those of you who wish to run up to the walls to see it directly can, but the majority of you are standing in the street in front of Sazabasti's smithy at this moment. As the sun is falling, we'll say it's about 7 p.m. ish, 1900. Roughly.
Okay. So this situation seems to be growing worse. Araus, is there a way that you can get a sight of the explosion? All right, so no response from Araus. Araus seems to be in shock as well. So I would go ahead.
Adaus seems to be muted and maybe did not realize that they were still muted. Oh, no, they just maybe aren't out there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, well, they were driving. So, all right.
Yes.
So I would go ahead and send, a message out in my mind to Hootenanny, and I would share my senses with Hootenanny. So Jazzbet at the moment will be blind, but I would be sharing Hootenanny's eyes to kind of get a bird's eye view over the over where the explosion came from.
Okay. So as
looking at Saza, pleading with my eyes.
Saza looks back at you, overwhelmed. It's the While she has met some of you in a sales capacity, in selling you swords and daggers and the like, you are now coming to her having very deep, intimate knowledge of what appears to be some pretty traumatic family stuff that she does not like people knowing about. And you very quickly have pitched to her to become the leader of her people and to against the greater will of the Hadrut to marry the love of her life from a separate family. So the sympathy, while it is there, you and she does accept it. You know, she seems like she needs a friend right now, but the enormity of what's happening is very quickly overwhelming Sazabasti. Azan, what are you doing?
I'm still at the I was still at the shed with all the healers with Maximilian.
So Maximilian was confirmed to be like okay and taken care of. As you guys split off, you were basically they kind of let you know that everything was under control. So you would be with the rest of the party.
Okay. So I'm at the shop with them, man.
Yes. Yeah, because so right now your expertise, while incredibly valuable, is not needed in particular at that location.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be by the window of the shop, just looking out at the smoke and all the chaos.
Okay. Marcos, what are you doing?
Marcos just killed like 4 guys,
Mm-hmm.
so he kind of just like shaken up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just staying silent right now.
Okay.
He's looking at the ground. He's trying not to make eye contact with anybody.
Okay. Totally
He just wants
understandable.
to stay to himself right now.
All right. And Tiara, what are you doing?
Um, Being that Jazbet seems to have checked out to check on the situation happening outside, I would turn to Saza and I know we're asking a lot. We're asking everything of you. But we will be behind you the entire time. None of us is going to throw you to the wolves. We want your people to flourish, but we're not going to leave you to deal with it alone. Because I know it's a lot. But this is the moment to take action.
Mm-hmm. She looks down, places her hammer down on the anvil. Um, and it seems like it takes a little bit of effort, but she looks up and she says, "Thank you. You just never expect these things to happen so quickly."
That's the cruelty of war. Makes you face things that you thought you had more time to handle.
No, there is never enough time, is there? So, okay. As we as you were standing there, you do hear a sound in the distance. And I realize that you probably did not hear that. Let me go ahead and get you a actual sound for that.
Okay. What am I seeing with Hootenanny?
So, with Hootenanny, you are seeing. It appears to be a desperate battle. The primary purple, the primary purple, like the primary purple dots that you're seeing that you recognize to be uh, elements of Ashurbanipal are focused on the northern section of the line. If you're looking out from the western wall, uh, you see that straight ahead of you and everything to the right is very, very purple. To the left and in front is pretty much dark, but you see a lot of movement, like an ant hill in the night. But with Hootenanny, you recognize that while there are purple dots all over the place, it appears that the anthill section of Septimus's army has kind of contained most of the purple dots to the south. And they appear to have stabilized some sort of front line against the purple dots. And that is what you see.
Okay. So, my vision switching back, I would turn to the rest of the party, and then I would be relaying the visual information that I just witnessed. But then I would also be, talking and explaining. It seems that Septimus he's keeping Ashurbanipal's force at bay. These two armies seem to be at a stalemate for now. It could be for a couple of minutes, or it could be for a couple of hours. But at the moment, it looks like Septimus wasn't completely overwhelmed. Do you all hear that?
Do you
And I'm
think they can
gesturing
keep?
the south.
Do you think they can keep Ashurbanipal at bay the way we've described it? Do you think they know that the rooms could work? It could be something we use as a bartering chip.
Knowing these hard-headed, they're probably just ignoring it.
Well, we're going to need to find a way to go ahead and communicate with them, but right now there seems to be an undead army in between. The armies to the south, Ashurbanipal's at least, the ones under his control, seem to be contained. Septimus is mounting up some type of defense, but right now his forces are had. He's fighting his own men.
I'd wonder if that would stop him, but I don't think he cares.
Right now, I think his priority is survival. Look, we're gonna need to find, and I'll be turning to Saza. It's like, we're going to have to get you to Feruz, and we're going to have to expedite everything. But like Ornala said, we're here with you every step of the way. We will live to see the dawn.
So as you are standing here, Saza appears to be filled with a determination that she didn't have before, and she seems like she is finally coming around to the way that you guys are want to go forward. You see that she looks at you with determination, and she tightens her grip on what is a very formidable war pick. It looks like almost a pickaxe type spike that she's holding on to as her primary weapon. She stares at you as she says, "Then, if we are going to marry, we need to get to Atsumori. Atsumori is in my mother's compound. It's guarded in the basement,
Very well.
and we have to reach it before sun sets. Otherwise, the queenship it's nullified."
We'll make it. We'll get there. All right. Are you all ready to move?
Let's do this.
Right then. And then, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start running towards the Basti compound.
Okay.
Oh, again, no, God, I'm running.
So, you guys you're sprinting down. How are you? You guys are just running as quick as you can to get there, or are you approaching it with any type of like caution or?
Right now, our priority is getting everything done
Mm-hmm.
as much as possible. Because so this and Jazzbet will be relaying this, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I've also pressed the need last session, is that minutes are super valuable right now.
Yep.
We have to not only get Atsumori, we have to get to Feruz, and then we're gonna have to rest up before the dawn breaks, because most likely, as soon as morning comes, it's gonna be a fucking fight. It's gonna be the fight for our lives, right? And so like right now, time is everything.
So you guys, you're sprinting through the city. It doesn't take a long time, but you do start to hear as you're running. Everyone, give me perception checks, please.
That's a whole 6.
6 ain't
I
gonna
do
cut
not
it.
see the in character session. Found it.
Thank God for Autolus.
Yeah. Hadrut is in super duper bird mode.
Exactly.
Bird of
I was
prey.
born ready. I look
Ooh,
around.
Eric rolled
Oh.
good too.
She does not fuck around. So Adaus, and Eric, Adaus and Azan, excuse me. As you guys are running, you see that the there's a bit of a confusion initially following the great explosion that happened outside the city walls. It seems like a lot of people may have thought that this was a surprise attack, some type of new trick, but as it dawns on the populace of Hrazdan that this is the destruction of the rocket storage for this mercenary army outside the walls. People are starting to flock to the walls themselves to watch this fight, to watch this destruction, because at this point they have a grandstand seat. So you see confident and joyous faces run past you as you are all running towards the house.
Whoa.
As you arrive at the Basti house, everyone give me a perception check, please.
I believe all of us rolled.
In character, once, yes.
Yes.
Another perception?
This is the second one, yes.
Oh, okay.
What did we see with the first one?
The first one
We
was
saw that people were smiling.
so what you saw was the population of Hrazdan were running to the walls because it seems like the major threats inside the city have been dealt with. That's what you saw with that first perception. The second perception is to see the Basti as you arrive at the Basti household. And we're gonna go with Jesus, Jazbet, and Adaus, both of you. Jazbet in particular, you see through time and space, and it looks like that. It looks that the Basti household is, for the most part, actually abandoned. It seems like they have built up the outside. They built up this defensive system, but it seemed like all the guards that they hired, all the
I'm
people
sorry,
that they're paying
who's
for.
that with all the noise moving around on the other side? Somebody's moving a lot of stuff by their mic, and I can't hear Rob.
There's only 2 people with their mic on.
I'm standing completely still. Let's just get back and forth again.
So,
Shannon, I think it was you.
as you guys approach the Basti household, Jazbet, you see it looks like that all these servants, all these mercenaries that they have hired, they're not here. The whole place is built up. It looks like it's defended, but the people who are supposed to be defending it are just nowhere in sight.
Okay.
And as you approach, you see lights in the windows, but there are no guards outside.
Do you think that they've abandoned her?
I don't know if they've abandoned her or if they're all fighting and watching on the walls like idiots.
I wouldn't doubt if they abandoned her, though.
No. As to,
Find out when.
you may say, we can say whatever we want about it, Esther, but... And I turned to Saza. Your mother was participating in the battles earlier. I don't think that she would have ran off. I don't think that would have been the moment that her guards would have left her. I'm going to open the gate and walk into the house, the manor.
Okay. You push the gate open. The rusty hinges squeak, protesting under the weight, but the gates do fling open, and you hear from inside a repeated knocking.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
God.
You know, we were Resident Evil.
All right. Yeah, we gotta go in.
Fuck.
Be ready for anything.
Oh, Jesus. Watch out.
All right.
Septimus's forces might have made it into the house. I'm gonna have to mute Gabe over here.
Oh, I
I
didn't know
gave
my
you
mic was
this.
on. My fault.
Yeah, you're hot
So,
micing, dude.
My
so
dog was crying nonstop and make me mad.
yeah, Jazbet's going to open the door.
All right. You open the door, and inside, well, before you even see anything in particular, you hear a gasp from Sazabasti as she seems the home where her family lives for the first time in a long time. And you hear a small sob catch in her throat as she sees the prostrate form of a Kazagan, this child sitting there, smashing his head into the floor. Purple, glowing purple blood mixed in, uh, coming from his forehead. And he sits holding in his hand a what appears to maybe be a stick or a small brown object. And you hear the repeated,
Oh, yeah, fuck that.
Run towards him and grab him.
Yeah, hold on. Let me check my spells really quick.
Mage hand to put my mage hand between his head and the floor. Just to stop him to hit from hitting his head.
I'll go grab him and pick him up so he'll stop hitting his head.
okay. So how many rolls
Then I'll
from
look
those
at
who
him
are
and be
going to
like,
try and do stuff?
who do I have to roll?
Well, you're trying to sprint towards him, so that's just going to be a straight athletics. Um,
Is this for
we
like
have
a roll to get to him or the roll to pick him up?
to get. I mean, you can pick him up. He's a kid. It's just to get to him because all of you are trying to do stuff at the same time. So that's why you have to roll. So
Initiative or
Orinala, please. You're trying to cast Mage
Avery?
Hand to take
Yeah.
care of him. So roll for me Arcana, please.
Okay.
Avery on his bullshit today. I'm going to real dice.
Jazbet would cast Entangle.
Ooh. Natural
Entangle.
20, so I got a 21.
Okay. All right. So
Minor comp.
So as you guys open the door, you hear a shout, a scream, a catch in the throat of Sazabasti as she sees her long lost brother in a horrid state. Immediately, magic is fired out, and as before even Israel can reach this child to scoop it up, magic, multiple spells hit this child and restrain him. And you see this purple light pulse inside the open wound in his forehead. You see this purple light resonate. It looks like it's moving. But the child has stopped smashing his head into the floor.
I would say that the vines from Entangle would kind of work like like they would with a mental patient or restraining like somebody to like a medical bed.
Okay.
So like across his forehead and on his arms and legs to
Okay.
keep him from hurting himself.
Gotcha.
I'd like to make an Arcana check to see if Ashurbanipal has his grasp fully in this kid, or if there is a way that we can still save him. Like
Okay.
maybe if it's not too late to tattoo him.
Yeah.
Or...
Go ahead and give me that Arcana check. And anyone else who would like to do a similar Arcana check, go ahead and roll it now.
That is a 17 Arcana.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll as well. Natural 20 for a 25.
Natural 20!
Oh,
I will tell you, this is definitely a check that you want a natural 20 on.
Nice.
So, Orinala, you understand what that box does. You finally understand what the box does. It doesn't capture Ashurbanipal. It doesn't freeze him. It doesn't imprison him in a single form. It prevents him from forming as a coherent person, as an entity, as a mind. When you saw the explosion of purple magical energy come out of Maximilian's head, you saw the death of Ashurbanipal as a coherent, cognitive, thinking being. However, what you're seeing in this child and what you're seeing in the purple flits of magical energy are the aftershocks, the waves of emotional energy. You are seeing the violent energy that was inside Ashurbanipal. Ashurbanipal is gone as a thinking, planning being. These purple energies, these are the id of Ashurbanipal. He can't form whatever plan he was trying to do, but the hatred that he had inside him, the desire for more, the resonating need for destruction, that's what you're seeing.
We can't hurt. She's just like stuttering. Uh, we can't use the box on him. It's not going to work. We need to find another way to make him right. But for now, we just need to keep him from hurting himself. We can't do anything if he's killed himself.
Well, we can bound
I'm
him.
going
We can
to.
bound him up. We can get him to Ikman Shfaz's people. Maybe it's not too late to get him a brand and a tattoo. We can get the wards on him, keep him from being possessed. But we have no idea if it's going to work. It's going to be an experiment.
And I would pull Jazbet aside and just like relay like what I gathered from that 25 that Ashurbanipal is essentially gone, but that we still have the aftermath to deal with. I don't know how we defeat so much hate. We need more forces. We need Septimus on our side. He's done something. He's managed to corral them in some way. We need to know what he's done.
Well, if it's anything of the Septimus that I knew, he simply outsmarted them. The man is a strategic genius. But if there's something special or something else that he's using on his side, we'll find out. But right now, we have immediate concerns. Does that look like the sword of Atamori, or as if it would be a sword of Atamori? And I'm gonna point at the object in the boy's hand, the Kazagon's.
Okay. As you point at the object in Akazagon's hand, Sazabasti walks past you, and both Orinala and Jazbet, you were very close to this child, and both of you feel physically moved out of the way as as Sazabasti walks past you, as if you're not even there, focused on the object in Akazagon's hand. And as she walks up, you can hear her voice low, pleading, but full of love. It's okay, Izzy. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here. Izzy, just give it back to me. I'm going to take it, Izzy. I'm going to take it, and then your burdens are gone. And you see the child look over to Saza, and he holds it up. And as you stare around, he holds it up and offers this object that you now see to be a human femur to Sazabasti.
Ah,
That's quaint.
Well,
And you
Okay.
see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this into Art Annex.
Lay it on me. He just puts a picture of a bone.
Yeah, I was like, is that what, it's just gonna be a fucking femur?
I mean,
It's a bone.
that's what I said it was. Do you think I'm
Right,
going to
I
lie
just
to
thought
you?
that it was gonna be like a cool looking femur, like a sharpened femur. Or
I
something.
haven't posted. Jesus, you fucking you harpies. This is
Okay.
what you see.
Cooler than I. That's much better than what I imagined.
So, uh, and as this is handed to Saza, as Saza touches it, you see her hands light up with a blue and yellow glowing energy, much similar to the glowing colors that you saw in the tattoos that all of you had.
Mhm.
And you see the purple energy in the forehead, the bleeding forehead of a Kazagon. You see that purple energy dissipate and flake away and disappear. And the child collapses to the ground, its eyes rolling lazily in the back of its head, looking at nothing into the sky.
Okay. I would drop concentration, allow these vines to slither and retreat back into the ground.
I still have mage hand, so I'll cradle the back of his head to make sure he doesn't fall to the ground.
You all, at this moment, you feel a bright burning presence above you. Much in the same way that, um, say, you walk out into direct sunlight. You're not looking at it, but you feel the instant and brilliant radiating heat, like direct sunlight. And it's coming from Sazabasti, holding this flute. You feel a radiating energy, and in her face, you no longer see Saza. You no longer see the person that you knew. You see something else that is holding and possessing this flute of Atsumori.
Okay. Does it seem like she's looking more regal or determined? Or does it seem like it's Ashurbanipal?
No, this she does look like she is. She is immediately taken. You are taken with her regal presence.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
when you spoke to her before, she was a very emotionally damaged blacksmith who
Mm-hmm.
came from a powerful family that she has spent her whole life trying to dissociate herself from. What you see in front of you is not a blacksmith. What you see in front of you is the queen regent of the Hadrut people.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
In my head,
Um,
hot as fuck.
I'm gonna take a Kazagan and kind of cradle in my arms like a bridal carry, and then I'm gonna look at the obviously stronger, bigger, more muscular Ezreal, and say, "You think you could take him? He's a little bit heavier than I expected. I was trying to make a statement and look heroic."
I'm gonna, yeah, and then I'm gonna take my rope and I'm gonna like craft a little, like
Let him
seat
still
kind of a thing.
see if he's injured. I want to roll a
He can
medicine
be on my
check.
back, so I can like seat him on my back and run around with my arms straight. You know what I'm
Rob,
saying?
is that a-okay?
All right, so I heard that Ezreal is going to put him on his back. Azan, what were you saying you're doing?
I wanted to examine his head to see, like,
Yes, give me a medicine roll.
All right. And real quick, while he's doing that, I want to explain that I'm like
got a
kinda
19.
tying him on my back,
You're
so I don't have to use my arms.
you're tying him to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So with a 19, Azan, it looks like this is a wound that was created from repeated trauma, blunt force trauma to the forehead. It is bleeding a lot. However, you do know that head wounds bleed a lot because of capillaries. So it does not appear that he is in any type of life-saving danger. However, he is bleeding like hell because it's a head wound.
Okay. Well,
So if
I'll
you
take the
so
hit and then I'll
desire
get him up.
to, you are able to stop the bleeding just with some compression.
That's what I'll be doing while Ezreal's holding him.
Okay. So, Ezreal, you are strapping him to your back, tying this child to you, as Azan is
Would you like me
holding.
to make a survival check for it?
No, I mean it's
Because
a
I want
kid.
it to be like, imagine like how the baby carriers are,
Yeah,
like a real rudimentary version of that.
yeah. No,
But I
I
only
got
got
you.
like room.
So, yeah, you are able to do that. You don't have to do a check for that. It's just tying is pretty easy, and you're not under stress or anything. So, as as you guys are taking care of this, you see that Saza has turned and is already walking out of the Basti Manor, and it appears that she's walking directly west towards the dim orange light that rises above the outer walls of Hrazdan from the burning pyre outside amongst the enemy camp.
She's walking towards the enemy.
Yes. She
right.
appears to have no visual or conscious understanding of any of you guys are. What you are seeing is the bold and unconcerned countenance of a uh, essentially a statue to the leader of a great war that you would see in maybe the town center of a myriad of small towns. You are seeing that stoic face, but it's in the previously mousy and kind of reserved Saza. She's gone. There
I
is
would
this.
like
The queen has taken over.
nice. I would like to make an insight check to see if this is just a genuine woman coming to terms with her responsibilities and growing into her role, or if it looks like there's some magic
Possession.
fuckery going on and maybe we want to stop her from
She's
walking
possessed.
straight to the enemy.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and give me a Arcana check, please.
I wanted to make an insight
Or
check.
insight, yeah. Give me an insight then.
Okay. That is a 14.
With the 14, you're not entirely sure. It could be either. She seems certainly a lot different than you saw her before, but you've only met Saza a couple of times, so this could be confidence. There's no way of
Okay.
knowing.
So, I would say to her, right? I would speak out as she's walking. Saza, we still have to make sure this ceremony goes through. It's only a couple of hours until sunset, or not sunset, sunrise. And I would I mean, I would like to persuade her that this is the best course of action.
Okay. Go ahead and roll persuasion for me.
Wow, I'm rolling like rocks. So that is a 14.
So as you approach her and start talking to her, you kind of run up in front of her and like, "Hey, Saza, so this is what we should do," and she just walks past you as if she didn't even hear you. She has a direction that she is apparently needs to be going to, and she is holding with an iron grip the femur of this flute. And as she is walking, you're starting to see just very vague, very distant, wispy shapes of what appear to be a sword around this flute, as if the
Nice.
flute itself is the hand grip.
I'm going to grab. I'm gonna grab Zaza by the shoulder.
I was about to
I
call
was
out.
good.
So you're gonna try and physically stop Saza.
I'm not gonna grab her by the shoulder. I'm not gonna like wrestle her down, but
Well, you're
I
she's
feel as if
she's walking.
as
So if you're
as
grabbing her, you're trying to stop her from walking. Like she's
all right,
physically
let's
moving.
just call it what it is. I'm gonna grapple her.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You're grabbing her. Go ahead
While
and roll me a strength check, please.
Strength
while
test.
while Ezreal is doing that, I'm going to message Ornala, and I'm going to Eric. Can you lower that down, buddy? Or can you mute
It's
or
not
something?
me.
All right, I'm
So
rolling with real dice now. By the way,
Something about
No,
primer.
yes, that is the thing that's the background noise.
yeah, man, that's not me, buddy.
That's the DM.
That is
Okay.
the DM
Yeah,
background
I want an
noise.
apology.
Actually, I just realized it is a lot of talking, which would probably confuse things. So give me a second.
23. Excuse me. You heard?
All right. There we go. So, you are trying to stop Sazabasti. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
23. If it's athletics, then it's 28.
Okay. So you grab Saza, and you feel that with a 28, um, under normal circumstances, it should not be a problem. You would have no issue stopping this woman. You feel a very vibrant and active magical energy underneath your fingertips, and you believe that if you attempt to stop her from going where she is going, you believe you might be in physical danger. But it's up to you if you want to continue. So you've grabbed her successfully. It's up to you if you want to stop her from doing what she's trying to do.
I'm gonna like walk with her a little bit. I'm gonna try to talk to her. I'm gonna be like, I'm not particularly gonna stop her, but like I'm gonna be moving with her. I'm gonna be like, Zaza, what's going on? I'm gonna like shake her a little bit. I'm gonna be like, are we gonna fight? You can trust us to fight them. You don't have to do this. Let me be your sword.
So as you're walking, you're holding on to Saza, and you're starting to feel a warmth underneath your hand, on your shoulder. You said you're not trying to stop her, so it's not you don't feel any, but you do feel a warmth and an energy beneath your hand, and she, without looking at you, you hear this voice, which while it is Saza's voice, it sounds a little different from what you're used to. The queen has been summoned. The queen must complete her duties. The time of talk is over. The time of storms is arrived.
And I'm gonna look at her, right? And I'm assuming since she spoke to me, she's like cognitive, or the queen is cognitive. So I'm gonna say, my liege, allow me to be the sword that propels us into victory. Please take from behind us and let us deal the finishing blows.
We are all swords, for are at the edge of the world. We are all waves of violence now.
Is there
All
a
right.
way for me to call out?
I'm gonna look at. I'm assuming everybody heard that, so I'm gonna look at the party and I'm gonna be like, "What should I do?"
I'd like to call out to Saza. Saza, we just call out her name to try to get her attention,
Mm-hmm.
to focus.
Okay.
We need to find Terrors. We can't forget that.
Yeah. Does that? I want. I want. Jasmine's gonna be observing Saza when Ornala mentions Feruz, does Saza have like a change on her expression, or does that break
That's,
for at all?
I think that's an excellent question that you definitely need to roll for.
What would
Give
you
me
like?
insight, please.
Oh, fucking one. All right, so yeah, I don't see anything.
Hold on, I'm
Um,
rolling now.
You see Saza.
yeah,
You see that Ezreal is holding Saba.
yeah. So Jazbet would be messaging Ornala, and I
I
would
got a
say
24.
So with a 23, what are you trying to uh, what are you trying to parse with that? Such an incredibly high roll.
I'm trying to see if I can just break through to remind her that the plan is not to sacrifice herself,
The
but
she looks at briefly. You see her just a quick shake of her head, and you see the wild eyes of someone who almost looks like the eyes of someone who's drowning, who's deep underwater. But you see briefly she comes up out of that water, out of that deep, deep ocean, and you see Saza, and she says, "This is this is the role of the queen. This is what I have to do."
with
And
breaking.
then she disappears back down into the depths.
I would
And
run up to her and just dead in her face, just stare at her face like you need to find Ferus. Just I'm not trying to stop
Well,
her from walking with her. Like
mhm.
while they're doing this, I want to attempt to snap the flute.
The what?
There's a lot of talking going on. So
Yeah, what are you
her
snapping?
focus. I'm snatching the flute, the hilt.
Oh, you're breaking the flute.
no, she's snatching,
Oh,
right? You need to do
snatching.
that like you're
Snatching.
taking it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
Guys,
I'm
guys, mind
gonna
me.
need you to give me a dexterity check, please.
Like a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, thank you.
What's up, Dad?
changing locations. Hold on.
I got a 12.
All right. Well, you reach out and you.
Well, I have a question. Can I roll this at advantage since I'm distracted because everybody's talking? It feels like 3 different people
And
talking
Ezreal's
to her, and
grappling
he's
her.
grappled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that is I will say
Literally,
that
I should be
that
able to
I will say Ezreal is grappled. However, next
Don't
time
forget that
that is
she's
something
coming
that
for the
should be
queen.
brought up first for advantage.
Okay.
I will grant you your very pitiful argument for advantage because it is technically correct, but go ahead, roll again.
All right, let's see if I get a better roll. I got a 17. Okay.
17.
Hey.
So you're trying to snatch the flute out of her hand.
Yeah.
Okay. With a 17, you reach out and it feels like it feels like when you were a child and you tried to grab something out of one of your parents' hand, and you just remember that sturdy, rock solid grip that as a child you felt was unbreakable. And with that 17, under any other circumstances, you think that you should be able to break it, but your hand is not able to wrest this object uh, from the hands of the true queen of the Hadrut people. And as you wrest that, this woman, she continues to walk forward, and she, without even turning to look at you, she says, "No one will separate the queen from her king."
I'm gonna look around and be like, "Am I the king? We are
We're
together."
trying to get you to your king.
Feruz is going to be your king. Saza, remember Feruz. Remember who we are. Remember why we're here.
You hear an explosion and the screaming sound of rocket fire that you thought had ended, but now continues as a rocket lands somewhere deep within the city.
Edituz is gonna gesture to Jasmine, and is basically gonna do this. Hold on, I can't do it with just one hand, but and then let's grab her and go. We have things we have to do.
And Jazbet is trying to pantomime. Like hold on, here, let me go to Jazbet. All right. So Jazbet's like right, and then I send a message to Adaus's mind. Yeah, I don't have that right now. It's been a very, very trying time.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What are you trying to do?
Jasmine's not trying to do anything right now.
No,
There's
but
just
what
some
did they
stuff.
want you to do?
She wanted me to. She gestured for me to put Saza to sleep. Right. So, what is Saza wearing right now?
Saza is wearing the blacksmith apron that is greasy and dirty that she was wearing when you first approached her. Appears she's not in any armor. She has no protective equipment. She is simply in a filthy blacksmith apron with two heavy gloves and a large face shielded helmet.
Okay. Let me make sure I don't have sleep. Yeah, I really fuck, man. I don't. Now that the said was taking shape of a sword, is it now the shape of a sword?
So you see the faint hints and outlines of what appear to be a sword surrounding the bone, as if the bone were the handle. It does not, however, it has not manifested into a physical sword yet. You only see the faint glistenings of magic.
I want it.
Okay. Ezreal, can you try to pin her?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you, Ezreal.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Do you see
let
any
you
other
know.
Ezreals around?
I'm be like, I didn't hear Ezra. I'm gonna look at you and be like, and that was an out of character question, by the way.
Yeah, I answered it in
If I
character.
try to grab her and stop her, I think something very bad is going to happen.
Just pin her
But
and restrain her.
damn
She's
it,
out of it. She's going to die if she walks out there.
all right, I'm going to roll the suplexer.
This
All
fucking
right.
you gonna kill her, dude?
So you roll to suplex. No, he said suplex. Roll to suplex.
She's gonna stonewall the
How do
shit.
you do this?
You know what? Why don't you ask Septimus why he does that?
There you go.
I'm sure Septimus would have.
Relax.
Three.
I was
The
just
villain of
joking.
part 3
Jeez.
is Razdan.
I'm sure Septimus will have a lot of explanations, a lot of very strong opinions as to
Listen,
why you might do
I'm allowed
this.
to make non.
You are absolutely. Hey, I love it.
Non-fatal.
I love it.
It's non-fatal.
I love it. Hey, don't change.
I also got a 26.
26. You grab this woman and you feel as you go with the 26, you arch your back to suplex her. And you feel what almost seems to be an object pinned into time and space. With this, almost very similar to the times that you have felt immovable rods. You go to suplex her, and with a 26, you can do it. But you believe that as you are going over, if you continue the suplex, you may rip her fucking hand off because the sword's not going anywhere. This is a split second decision. In the moment, are you continuing the suplex as you feel this? As you feel this, quick! Do you quick? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
The cleric can't bring her hand back right now, Shannon.
I said I'm gonna let her go.
You let her go. You go ahead. You start to suplex. You feel the tug. You let go. And you feel a radiating pulse of energy come off of this woman. And you feel stunned for a moment, Ezreal.
Am I able to talk, or am I like retarded? None.
I wasn't close, so would that have hit me as well, or just hit everyone?
Yeah, no, everyone, all of you who are within 5 feet of her, you're hit with this pulse of energy, and
Do we make a save?
I would actually like you to make a dex save, please.
Ooh, baby, I got advantage.
Jesus, me too.
Let's go, baby.
Yes,
Everybody?
anyone within 5 feet of Ezreal and the Queen.
Ooh, natural 20 for 23. Where are these when we're fighting?
Nice. No, that's what I want. I want you to roll your good rolls out now, so that way when you fight my monsters, I don't have to worry.
We just killed them because we got the good rolls in.
I got
Well
the 11.
Okay.
When I
So, with that, then Jazbet, Jazbet and Azan, you both are knocked on your ass by a magical pulse of energy. And you feel that
Boom!
the queen stops, and she turns, and she looks at you dead in the eye, Ezreal, and she says, "If you were going to be queen, you would have made the decision. I am queen. Step back now."
I'm gonna suplex her. No, I'm just kidding.
The queen will not be separated from her king.
I'm gonna look straight at Jazbit. I'm gonna say, I can do it, but I'll rip her arm off.
Then don't do it.
Hey, you're the one who told me to do it.
As I'm on our ass, I'm like, don't rip her arm off. I don't understand. And I will say, Saza, let the sword go. Find Feruz, and I will cast suggestion.
Okay.
All right, and she will have to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. I like this. I'm rolling dice now. Hey, we're playing a game.
Yep.
I was like, I'm included.
You're always included, Rob.
All right.
All right. Hold on a sec. All right.
What's my save?
17.
17. So you're telling me that a 4 will not do it. Saza looks at you, and she, for a moment, you see that head come back up among, and this is not literal. This is like figurative, what you see in her eyes. But you see that eyes of that person deep within, coming out of the water of this deep ocean that's drowning her. This ocean of queenship. She pops back up from the water very briefly, and she says, "I can't get rid of it now. I can't drop it. I'm going to find him. I have to find him." And then she disappears, and the stoic face comes back, and you hear her say, "The queen will not be denied."
So I cast a spell. You're saying the spell had no effect.
No, I'm saying it did have an effect. So you get from the sense, everything that she's been telling you is that the queen is not going to be separated from her king.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you're telling her to go find her king, she's basically like, this is what I'm doing. This is the
We
entire.
told her to go and find Feruz.
Yes.
We didn't say go find a king. We were very clear about who it was that she needs to find.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
She's
the
walking in
queen,
the lines towards the enemy,
the queen is walking in the direction of the west.
which is where the enemy's at.
She's walking towards the western port of the city. There's about probably 30,000 people in the same direction that she's walking towards, because this is the front line, it's the army. You know that there are people manning the battle lines. You also know that it's towards, on the other side of the front line is the enemy. So there's a lot of things to the west, but she is walking towards the west. And it seems like she is determined to reach her king.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn to the rest of the party. We got to see how this plays out. But right now, unless anyone has some amazing ideas, we're not going to be able to separate that from her without
I could still
grievously
rip
damaging
her
her.
fucking arm off.
I know you can, and I love that about you, brother.
Rip
But
her arm
right
off.
now,
Do it.
if Feruz is in that direction,
Just said do it.
Do it.
that was the DM.
What are you, chicken?
Yo, I can't go against
Look
God.
at the Jazz Bet.
Do it.
Jazz Bet, is there a way for you to reach Feruz? Can you message him?
Possibly, but I might reach a lot of other people who may be confused.
We need to bring them together sooner rather than later. If we can predetermine where they meet, at the very least, we can get this over faster.
Right.
Edaus is gonna grit its teeth and say to Jazz that just send Sweet Nanny.
Oh shit!
Right.
Oh,
And then Hoot Nanny is gonna perch himself on my shoulder and then look at Adaus. And for a brief moment, perceptible only to you, Hoot Nanny's gonna wink. And then it's gonna fly
What's
off.
up, guys? So tell
And
me
then
what
I'm
you want to do.
gonna yell back at him as he's flying away. I still hate you.
And I am sending Hoot Nanny to find Feruz Irshin.
All right. So Hootenanny, you're gonna need to roll for that to find Fury's Irshin. And I'm gonna need a survival check.
Okay. Could I argue for perception?
So, so the reason why I think it's gonna be survival is because Hootenanny has to track down what it knows of Firuz and where Firuz might be. It's not necessarily Firuz is wearing a big flag saying, "Hey, I'm Firuz." So why do you think that perception would be more a logical choice than that survival check?
I think as an owl, as a bird flying overhead, that and it's obviously much more advanced vision as a bird of prey, that right now is going to be able to parse and observe information. Hootenanny, as a familiar, knows that he's going to be looking for someone in intricate armor, like Feruz Irshin wears.
True.
And he's going to be headed towards the large collections of soldiers. So right now, he's literally just looking, using visual signs to find Feruz.
Okay, I will accept that, though I think it's a weak argument. I'll take it.
Really?
Go ahead.
Okay,
No,
I think
go.
as an owl.
Hey, I'm
right,
giving it
it's
to you.
easier
Go
to do
ahead.
that. Okay.
Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, motherfucker! How do I have such a large modifier and I always get shit rolls?
So I will tell you that with a 15, as Hootenanny is flying around, Hootenanny does see with a 15. Hootenanny sees the banners of the Shvaz clan. It appears that the Shvaz are, I'm sorry, not the Shvaz, the Irshins. Thank you. So you see the banners of the Irshins. The Irshins appear to be out front of the walls currently in the that very dangerous, sharp space in between the two armies. It appears that the Irshins are holding a line of small, like, shell holes, foxholes type. It looks like they're skirmishing. And you do see that Firuz Irshin is out there, standing and commanding a number of people, including Kaifeng Irshin, who is also out there. And it seems that they are doing battle with a number of purple glowing zombies. Now, the zombies aren't glowing the entirety; it's their eyeballs. They're purple, and the eyes are glowing. Um, but it seems like they are fighting off out in the middle in between the two armies.
Okay. So it seems that things have escalated. I didn't realize we had forces outside the wall at the moment. Okay.
I'm gonna look at the queen, and I'm gonna say, "My queen, I will be your sword and shield. Nothing, no harm shall befall you as long as I'm with you." That's what I'm gonna say to her. I'm gonna see if she gives me a response.
You so as you say that, you see the head turn towards you, and you get a look. She looks at you directly out of the side of her eyes, but there is no verbal response. But it does seem like an acknowledgement you get, a very regal acknowledgement from a war leader.
I'm in there like swimwear, fellas.
Okay, so I'm going to reveal to everyone else where Ferruz is, and then blurt out like he's out at the walls. It's like we need to get there as fast as we can. We need to make this happen. If he can get to her, Azan, do you think that you could perform the ceremony?
Absolutely.
All right then, let's get a move.
We have one benefit to us that what 3 of us can fly.
Facts.
I can only do that once a day.
You can only go in one direction.
Yeah, I can only levitate, and I
Yeah.
can only do it once a day.
Yeah. Is it important? Is this important enough for her to use her one spell slot a day?
I already used it.
Wait, we gotta
You
get
didn't
somewhere
let us
fast.
rest, man.
Let's just fucking run, alright?
Okay, so you guys are making your way towards the front line, towards Firuz, out in the short sharp space.
I'm right next to the queen. I just want to point that out.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I would totally be fine with Adaus getting word to Ferruz.
All
All right,
right.
I'll go on out ahead.
So,
Okay.
with that, we will now take a very short break. Grab 5, use the restroom if you need to, grab some drinks. I will be right back, and then we will continue on with the finale of The Edge of the World is Made of Swords.
Okay.
I should have ripped her fucking arm off.
Oh my god.
It would have ended that whole exchange.
And then we'd be where we started.
That
And then I
whole
would've
exchange,
grabbed the
whole
sword.
exchange shouldn't have happened if she was walking towards Ferruz. If we knew that's what she was doing, that could have avoided so many problems.
We dealt with that situation like confused humans would have.
fuck was that?
That's war sounds.
That is the sound of the bombardment happening outside the walls of Krasdan.
It sounded like a Beyblade going off.
It's Beyblade.
Okay, are we all back?
So Rob,
Hmm.
when are you coming back to New Jersey?
Um, I am now vaccinated, so I would actually like to do something. I've been talking with Buddy about trying to set up a miniature painting day where maybe we can just all hang out and maybe watch all of the Lord of the Rings and paint up
Yo,
all of our tiny little dudes.
fun
'Cause
fact: I have never watched the Lord of the Rings movie.
what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Bro, what do you do when you get high? Come on, man. How do you not watch Lord of the Rings?
On
Well,
a
it's
lighter
like
note, I've been watching Gargoyles. Does anyone
Never
watch
heard of it.
Gargoyles? That's a good show.
Gargoyles is amazing. That is that's like a fucking yeah, should not have been a kids show, but it's very
But it
good.
I'm
was,
sitting here watching
and I'm
it.
happy that it was.
I didn't grow up watching it, so I'm sitting here on Disney Plus. I'm like, yo, this is on here, and I'm like, this show's a fucking grown-up show. They got guns and shit and like blood. They get busy.
Yeah, dude, Gargoyles is
No, after
it's like a fucking soap opera. It is very much not a child's show. All right.
The only thing that makes me laugh is I know so much about D&D now that I look at the gargoyles in the Monster Manual and I'm like, these gargoyles would get their ass beat.
Nice. Okay. So, we got everyone back now?
Potentially.
I heard Dante. Do we have Shannon? I heard Buddy. Do we have Tiara?
Okay. I am back.
Still waiting to hear on Shannon and Tiara. Everyone else is here.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hell yeah. One more then. I did not know that Gargoyles was on Disney Plus. I'll have to check that out.
That was the first show that I saw when I saw the lineup for Disney Plus. I was like, oh cool, the Marvel movies. Oh cool, all the Disney movies. Oh, gargoyles. Oh shit. Okay, I'm buying Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't have Disney Plus, but I think my girlfriend has it, so I can.
Yeah.
I'll bug her for Gargoyles definitely.
Disney Plus is worth it now, if for no other reason than it comes with Hulu, it comes with ESPN Plus, which kind of sucks.
MCU.
But it also has when it first came out, the shows it only had was Mandalorian. That was the only good one.
Mhm.
Everything else was kind of lackluster. They didn't have the really old school Disney movies on yet. Now they got all the old school Disney stuff. Everything Star Wars. They even got the
They're
old.
making.
Go ahead.
They're making a Star Wars anime.
Cool.
Oh, like Clone Wars?
That's animated. It's gonna be anime. Like the Jap shit.
You fucking weebs.
I just thought that was pretty cool. What movie did I just watch on Disney Plus? Hunchback of Notre Dame. I just watched that. That was a good movie.
Do we have Tiara now?
She's helping her mom.
Ah, gotcha.
She'll be back in a second.
No worries.
Hey, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta make a phone call.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time in. I won't
right
start.
back.
I won't start until we have everyone.
Man, I'm hungry. Rob, I think you're right. I should have just done it.
Yeah, River Armoff. I really love Ezreal as a fucking wild card in these because I love it. You just I gave you that only because I gave you that option to stop solely because you got a 26, and if you got a 26, Ezreal seems to be the type of person who has a very nuanced understanding of fighting. If you had rolled like fucking anything less, I would have just had you tear her arm off.
I'm gonna let you know. I flipped the coin. All right.
Nice, nice, nice. As you should. That is very true to character for fucking Ezreal. So I am down for it, man.
I want you to know I would have grabbed that sword in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Or that flute.
I think it's really interesting that you guys have spent
double possession.
You guys have spent so much time avoiding the queenship, because they would have given you the sword if you had taken the queenship. But you're now seeing that maybe the effects of being the queen were a little bit different from what you understood it to be.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a tad.
But it does seem, to the benefit, it does seem like being the queen actually is something. It's not just a title. Seems like this is a very real thing to the Hadrut. And you weren't entirely clear that it was before now.
It's like Ezreal becomes the queen. He is now double possessed.
That's what I was about to say. Getting mind controlled was not the first thing I thought.
Hey man, this is a
That would have been a cool scene if I got into rage. Calamity and the queen would have had butt heads.
who knows who would have won?
Who knows? We still might find out.
Believe it.
I'm back.
Basket!
Just to open power, two what is it, artificially powered up beings fighting each other.
All
In
right.
the middle of already existing war. Oh yeah.
We got everyone back now?
I believe we do.
Shannon and Tiara?
Yep.
All
Yep.
Shannon's
right.
been back for a while.
Hell yeah. All right. So, you guys arrive to the westernmost gate. This is the Forum Gate, the one closest to the Forum where you first met Ikman Shvaz. Those many, many weeks back, you'll remember. As you approach, you see your very familiar individual, Ikman Shvaz, standing at the gate, a worried expression on his face. He sees you approach. He sees the placid face of the Queen Regent of the Hadrut, who is continuing to walk stoically ahead. And as his eyes spot Atsumori, as he sees the very thin, much more defined lines now of the ethereal blade of Atsumori surrounding the flute, he immediately ducks his head down, takes a knee, and calls out, and all of the men around him instinctively take a knee in front of the true queen of the Hadrut.
Whoa.
Ikman, is Feruz beyond the wall? We'll need men to guard the queen.
I thought that you were gonna pick me as the queen. What?
Marcos. And then I'll send a message to Marcos. It might be time to call on your blood debt on Ikman. His support, the other families will fall in line.
Fear is, the Irshins, they're outside the walls. They're trying to drive back, the mercenary, he had skirmishers out there, so we're trying to drive them back, but it seems like after this storm of the purple magic, it seems like we're winning out there. The mercenary, his army's fighting itself. It's a miracle.
He's distracted. No. The necromancer has control of the legions. We need to get to Ferus right away.
He's further out, maybe 300 yards out into the no man's land.
Did Saza stop moving, or is he still walking?
Saza is moving at a consistent pace, and she is walking past. She walks past Ikman Shvaz. She makes no acknowledgement of his deferential knee, or even of his kind of frustrated bluster about him supposedly being the queen. Saza walks with a regal grace, undaunted, out through the porthole and into the short, sharp space.
I am moving right beside her.
I'd like to back over
I'm
my
literally like shoulder to shoulder with Zaza.
I
And
look back over my shoulder. I'm also flanking her, and I look back at Strauss. I'm like, rally your men to protect your queen now. And just keep walking and facing her.
okay. Yeah, Jazbet's just fucking pointing at dudes. You, and you. Escort the queen. And I will go ahead lockstep with my fellows.
Yep. The Shavaz, they all kind of nod their heads and go. They nod their heads and they follow you. Get the sense that because you're singling out people, if you were just like, "Come on, boys, protect the queen," you don't think anyone would have done anything. But since you were pointing at people and you're like, "You, Jerry, go with the queen," everyone's following your orders.
Damn it, Jerry.
Fucking Jerry.
I just came out here because they said there was a muster and there was a free lunch, and I didn't expect. Okay. All right. So let's see here. One
It's gonna
second.
be the last time I told someone to shut up. They had vital information. He was gonna tell me where the lunch was.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I had my lunch.
Shut up!
I just wanted to tell you about having my lunch with Clan Griggins down at Ashurbanipul's mines, but okay, I'll stop talking.
Where is Brigham?
Oh!
I'm gonna look at him
Me-
straight in his
me,
eyes.
em-
and that's honest.
Me, I'm right with you. You see, Griggins has grown in his wealth since the last time that you saw him. It appears that, say, sometime around the moment that you walked into the Basti Manor, Griggins all of a sudden has really extravagant clothing and armor. The very finest equipment that you would see. It appears that he's wearing armor that was probably. You see, everyone, give me those of you who care about Griggins and are invested in the Griggins outfit. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I care.
Ezreal got a 19.
I want to know what my
Also, Ezreal's gonna look at Griggins, give him a thumbs up, and he's gonna be like, "Believe it."
Believe it.
I got a 12.
Oh, thank God he's
All right. Well, Adaus then. No one else, but Adaus.
I
Yeah.
got a 19.
Oh, 19, nice. So Adaus and Ezreal. Yeah, he is wearing children's armor engraved with the name Akazagon the Third. He is sporting like very fine custom-made children's armor that seem kind of roughly molded to his body. He has a handful of javelins, a fine rapier, and a spear. And he is happily chewing on what looks like to be the majority of a suckling pig.
Adaus is gonna like lean over a little bit and in a very stern voice say, "When a Kazgan wakes up, you're gonna put it back."
Remind y'all, he's on my back.
Well, I'm leaning in to like where he's at.
He looks at you with that same prey terror eyes that when he first saw you. He says, "Who am a Kazagan?"
Just point at the child strapped as
Yeah, I'm just gonna do like a thumb over, like pointing at pointing with my thumb
Okay.
over where.
So,
Israel.
Griggins looks very sad, but he, like, after a little bit, like, hems and haws, and then he hands the suckling pig that he was gnawing on up to the unconscious form of a Kazagan, and then just kind of tucks it in between a Kazagan, who is physically tied to Ezreal. Just kind of slides the greasy gnawed carcass of the pig in between a Kazagan and Ezreal's back.
I'm going to look him in the eyes, and I'm like, if you do not get this fucking pig off of my back, I will stomp you into oblivion.
He got a big old greasy piece of meat on your back.
You heard, Rob?
Yeah, Griggins is again terrified, and he looks like he's trying to pull a Kazagan off of your back.
The pork, the swine.
Ah! Me not know what you want!
Take what you are gnawing and take it off of my back.
He slurps the suckling pig. He'd stuffed it like so a Kazagan's like draped over you, and so I imagine he like jammed it down like by a Kazagan's like neck in between his chest and your back. So as in order to get it back, instead of pulling it back out from where it was, he like reaches up between a Kazagan's legs and like drags this thing like across down your spine and like out the bottom. And by the time he pulls it out, it's just like a hip and a leg, and there is a whole lot more pig that just doesn't appear. But he's like, "Me, I'm pulling it out," and then he tries to hand it to you.
Armor, Brigands, the armor.
I'm gonna look at Nala and I'm gonna look at Jasmine. I'm gonna be like, can one of y'all please help me?
I'm sorry, do I look like a tailor? Am I supposed to be dealing with your clothes?
I'm gonna point at Griggins.
Yeah, Ezreal, you need to take care of that. It seems like a personal problem.
Ezreal. Ezreal, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh baby, I got a advantage.
And this is just like chuckling under its breath.
21.
21. All right. So with a 21, you feel part of the pig carcass that Griggins was chewing on that he missed as he pulled it out. It feels like it started to fall down the back of your
between my cheeks.
Yeah, betwixt your cheeks. However, with that 21, you are no fool, and you are able to like squirm yourself a little bit, and so the pig slips out of your cheek and falls out of your loincloth.
Now I'm gonna look at Nala and Adaus and be like, I remember that next time y'all need a favor.
And Adaus is just gonna keep chuckling under his breath.
I'm pulling Griggins a little closer to me, just like kind of behind my leg. Eyebrow raised at Ezreal. Can we carry on, please?
I've never stopped moving.
100 yards ahead of us at this point.
I've never left shoulders width away from Zaza.
Yep.
During this whole ordeal.
Yep. And Saza has not stopped moving. And as you all walk through the battlefield, can I get Could I get Jazzbet? Make me a dexterity saving throw.
It's your turn to get pork.
That is a natural 1. 8.
A natural 1. Jazzbet, you take 7 points of damage as a crossbow bolt comes whistling in and slams into your shoulder. As you all realize that you are in an active war zone and you are starting to notice the bolts and arrows flying around you.
Sounds intense.
Yeah, I will say that I kind of knew we were walking into a battlefield. Like I don't want it to be that I was just caught unawares. You know, like
Mhm.
I didn't realize there was a whole fight going on in here.
No, no, you were not caught unawares. But with a 1, you did not
Unawares.
see. Yeah, you didn't see the bolt firing in from the side.
Okay.
So, okay, let me get the music queued up real quick. No, that's not it. I appreciate your patience. One moment. Okay, here we go. Everyone roll for me initiative.
Oh, what is my initiative right now?
Ooh, that's much better than the last one I rolled. I rolled an 18.
Your initiative is your dex plus whatever you roll.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
rolled.
proficiency with it.
I know.
I got an unnatural 20.
15 plus 3. Put Nanny out, Shasta.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
Thank you for
so
reminding me, Ornella.
who rolled above a 20?
Ezra rolled a 20.
What is your total initiative?
20.
Marco's got a 21.
Okay, Marcos with a 21. Ezreal with a 20. All right, who 15 to 20?
18.
18. One second. That is for Ornala. 18. All right, 10 to 15.
I got a 13.
13 for Azan. 5 to 10.
Jazzbet. I have a higher dex than out of Oos. We both got 7s,
Oof.
and Hoot Nanny got a 6.
Okay.
Great hootenanny, get at the bottom of the line.
Hootenanny
Save
got a
the best for last.
6.
Mm.
Okay. Below a 5. We got everyone? All right.
Kazagan.
A Kazagon, yes.
What does Zaza get?
Her
Well,
name's Saza with an S.
Yep.
Oh, it's Zaza?
it's SZSA. Saza.
Oh, so it is Zaza. So he's saying it correct.
No, SZ. It's
Yes, but
Saza.
he's
Saza.
all right. Both
Yeah.
of those sounded exactly the same to me.
It's
I'll
S.
just trust that you guys are saying it correct.
Yes. It's the first letter is an S, not a Z.
Yes, which is what I figured, but it's Zaza or Zaza.
This same
Zaza.
knows Zaza. This same knows Zaza.
Okay.
How I'm imagining it, if it was spelled phonetically, would be Saza, correct? Saza.
That's how I imagine the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Saza, Saza.
Hold on. Let me bring out the character sheet.
It's all right. I don't care. It's not that important.
No,
This
no,
same
I.
knows Zaza. That knows Zaza.
We're in the middle of a fight and stuff. I don't want to slow things down in the finale.
All right, so I will. I'll post it in library, and it is the exact copy from my spreadsheet.
Okay.
So her name is spelled library. That is how you spell her name, Sazabasti.
All right, so it's Saza. I'm just asking the pronunciation.
Yes, Sazabasti.
All right, got it. Roger that.
So, all right, where were we before this intensely important pronunciation problem? You guys were. Oh, we were doing initiative. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
So I catch an arrow. I'm preoccupied with that shit. Oh shit!
Oh, fuck.
Watch yourself there, Jasmine.
Okay. So,
I should have dropped the get off with the people. I
These
just have
motherfuckers,
unconscious
these
kids
motherfuckers
on
shooting
my
out here.
back in a war zone.
so you hear Uri Shotsuck! And then a cheer. As uh, as you approach, you see a number of men rise up in front of you, charging straight towards you. Almost immediately, they are taken under fire from crossbow bolts from men that you did not realize were all around you, hidden down in the undulations and the muck in this yellow slurry of mud and sulfur. And you see Firuz Irshin
Mhm.
right next to you guys, engaging, actively firing at these men. And up first, Marcos Baral in front of you. You see 5 warriors, purple eyes glistening, attacking. What do you do?
And he's going to
This music is going crazy.
I love this soundtrack.
24 to hit,
All right, 24 hits,
16 slashing.
16 slashing. You kill the first man in front of you. What does it look like?
Marcos just beheads him.
Pop the head off of it. As soon as the head separates from the body, the purple magic dissipates from the eyes. You have
And
4
then
more men surrounding you.
I'm going to attack again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
27 to hit,
27 hits.
13 slashing.
13. You kill the second one. What does it look like?
Marcos just stabbed him and takes out his face.
Pop the head off of one. Glaive goes right through the chest of the second. The purple light flits out of the eyes the moment that the glaive goes through, piercing the heart. You now have 3 people remaining surrounding you, attacking.
I'm going to use action surge
Okay.
to attack. Another one.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll to attack.
17 to hit,
17 hits.
11 slashing.
11 slashing. You kill this one. What does it look like?
Marcos beheads him again. And I'm going to attack again. 26 to hit,
26 hits. This is the
11 slashing.
11 does kill again. Describe it.
And then, so the last strike, when he beheaded that one, he's going to continue that same strike and then just move on to the next one.
Okay, you have 1 person left, and I don't think you have any more attacks.
Yeah.
You were attacked. You were attacked by 5 people. There are now 1. There's now 1 person and 4 corpses.
People.
Marcos, ever the blender in battle. Up next is Ezreal.
Oh,
You have 1 man in front of you attacking, purple in his eyes.
well, let's end his life then. It sounds like we know what we're doing here. Oh, man. Does a 17 hit him?
A 17 does hit.
Well, then. Let's see what my death is. Oh, I thought I lost it for a second. I was looking for my damage die. Does a 13 kill?
13 does kill, yes.
Just slice him directly in half.
The
Just keep moving forward after that.
the legs remain standing where they are. The torso flops to the ground. The face looks bewildered and terrified now that the purple has left its eyes. And you have cleared the immediate surrounding area of enemies. in front of you, you see Kaifeng Irshin, covered in the yellow mud of the surroundings of Hrazdan. Filthy, blood splattered, but alive and unhurt. You also see Firuz Irshin standing, surprised and a little scared, looking into the love of his life's face, who looks back, a stranger, the placid face of the queen of the Hadrut, not Sazabasti. And Firuz looks around in this moment of calm and looks at all of you and says, it's time now, isn't it?
It's time.
Like,
You have to marry Saza.
I just thought I'd have more. And
The flowers
Saza,
and the party can come later, but right now it's survival.
Saza has stopped and is holding her hand outstretched. The handle of Atsumori, this bone flute, uh, upturned in her hands. The ethereal blue color of the magical blade surrounding Atsumori starting to pulse and vibrate with what feels like the heartbeat of these two lovers. And Firuz looks around and takes one last look over his shoulder at the setting sun. Says, well, if this is what needs to be done.
Azan, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right then. Let's try to give him some cover. The ceremony's gonna have to be done now. We'll do everything that we can to make sure that it goes unimpeded.
Okay. So,
And okay.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. You were
No, I
going
was
to
just
say.
gonna say, I would just gesture for a spot for Azan in front of the future king and queen of Hrazdan.
Okay. So up next is Orinala. You see Saza, her face a mask of regal resolution, stone cold and determined for the future. You see Firuz Irshin, scared and worried, but also determined, his hand reaching out and grasping the flute of Atsumori. You see the blue energy radiating off of them. And in the distance, you see a large group of purple-eyed soldiers rise out of the trenches and begin to walk towards you. What do you do?
How far off of it?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It's kind of hard to hear. It's hard to hear you, Tiara.
And a little bit better.
Yes.
Okay. Ask how far off the forces are. How many forces? How far?
So these forces are about 20 yards or so out. They're rising out of trenches that were originally held by the mercenary.
So I would look to Feruz, and I would say to him, "Our love for you gave her the strength to do this. You need to be strong for her." And then I would turn and face the oncoming horde, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to cast a third level lightning bolt.
All right. Third level
third
lightning
level.
bolt. All right.
Hey, there we go.
So how many what is the save that my monsters have to make?
A dexterity 17.
Dexterity. Let me tell you that zombies are not entirely good at dexterity. Let's see.
Oh, I want to roll this damage myself.
Dex 16?
Nope. 17.
Fuck! All right, well, I missed it by
Nimble-ass
1.
zombies.
I missed it by 1.
That is 8d6.
86. All right. Well, you go ahead and roll it, and I'll tell you how many you kill.
Well, get on my d6. That's fine.
How much damage is it?
Hold on. £22 damage.
22 points of damage. You kill 2 zombies as the lightning bolt arcs through into this group.
Bro, I heard that you killed Hoot, and I was like, she killed Hoot, Nanny?
Somewhere you see Adaus just clap with joy.
Finally.
So,
There's only one face for birds in this group.
there are, I said approximately, you see about 20 zombies. So you drop 2 of them with the lightning bolt.
They're still way out.
And they are 20 yards out. All right, up next is Saza. Saza looks with the same placid face. She and Firuz, they are. So if this is the this is not a good example, but so say this is the thing. They both take it and they clasp their hands together, linked around the bone flute of Atsumori. And that is Saza's turn. Up next is Ikman Schwaz. You see Ikman Schwaz come running up from behind, a crossbow in hand, and says, "Don't worry, I got your backs!" And he fires his crossbow. And that's going to be... Oh, that definitely hits. And he does 9 points of damage. As he fires his crossbow, slams into the body of one of the zombies, who does not fall and continues on. After that is Azan. Okay.
What do they do? How much is the max that I gain? Alright. I have a lot.
Okay. Are you doing anything else, Azan? Okay. So up next then is Firuz Irshin. Firuz, his hands interlocked with Saza, both of them looking deeply into each other's eyes. Firuz seems to be saying something under his breath. It almost looks like a prayer. And then he looks at you, Azan. He says, "I'm ready. Let's do it." Up next is Griggins. Griggins runs forward past both of you, pushes between the legs of the stone-faced Queen of the Hadrut and the fearful Firuz Irshin. He stands out in front on the parapet in front of Firuz. The only thing standing between him and the zombies is his finely made hand crossbow with the words Akazagon the Third down the side, and he goes, "Quicken them, war leader!" And he fires his crossbow. 4. Hell yeah, Griggins! He hits the zombie directly in its right eye, the one that had just been hit previously by Ikman Shvaz. The very small hand crossbow bolt pierces through the eye, and you see a burst of purple light come out of it, and then dissipate as he kills the third zombie. Up next is the zombies. They are going to spend their entire turn. The 17 zombies that are remaining are going to spend their entire turn to approach you guys. They are now by the next turn, by their next movement, they will be on top of you and have a chance to attack you. So, but this turn, they spend it moving. Up next is Jazbet.
Seeing the approaching horde, I'll take my hands out, fingers splayed, aim my arm at the approaching group, and solemnly say, "Fireball." And I will cast Fireball directly within the group of that. That is a 20-foot diameter.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I believe, 8d8.
Hell
Let me
yeah.
cast Fireball. Oh, god damn it. I did that in my private message to you, Eric.
Yeah, that's not going to count.
Yeah, your DMs are on fire.
Heyo.
God damn it. Hold on a sec. I gotta update my D&D Beyond to do it.
Waiting to use that before the show.
Okay. Alright, I'm back.
Okay. Are you going to give me that damage?
I'm trying to. I can never get it to work from the cast. It'll never. Alright. I'm just gonna have to roll.
22.
Okay, that is 22 points of damage. It is 11 points of damage if they make their dexterity saving throw. That is a 17 that they have to make.
Yeah, 6 is not going to do it. You see 2 of the zombies are immolated almost immediately with the fireball.
Okay. That is a 20-foot diameter, though?
Yes.
So it's not like a line spell. So
Mm-hmm.
I would have cast it within the group.
Yeah. And you see 2 zombies die.
That's okay. Whatever.
I mean, you hit a large number of them. It affects a lot of them. However, 2 of them die.
All right, so 2 of them had 11 hit points, or what? I don't know.
That is exactly correct. You'll notice
so-
that anytime that you guys have hit them for more than 10 points, they've died instantly.
Okay, so then all the ones that should have been hit should have been died, because even if they made the save, it was 22 points of damage for everything within that diameter, not just 2 zombies.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right, like because it's an area of effect spell, so everything's getting either 22, or
Mm-hmm.
if they make the save, they would be making 11. They would take 11 points instead.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, you see the 2 zombies die, and you see a number of them catch on fire and appear to be mortally wounded. 2, however, die immediately. Is there anything else that you do?
No.
Okay. All right. Up next is then. Well, Corthana's not here. Adaus.
All right, I'm going to um attack them with my crossbow.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I got a 23 to hit. It's 7 damage.
Okay.
I'm
You see.
aim for the first one in the group
Okay.
closest.
You see, this is one of the zombies that has the lingering flames from this fireball that immolated two of them. The crossbow bolt pierces through this zombie and drops it immediately. Even before it hits the ground, the fire has dissipated its body, and the purple magical energy disappears. There are now 14 zombies still standing.
All right. All right. I'm going to then. Let me see. I'm gonna attack again. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna be like walking forward with my crossbow,
Mm-hmm.
and just like since I attacked
Nice.
the first one, shooting it out.
Nice.
And then keep walking and then shoot again.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
I got a 13 to hit.
13
and
hits. 9 damage. The crossbow bolt jams into one of the zombies. Are you shooting at the ones that are still on fire or one of the ones that are untouched?
Whatever's the closest.
The closest ones would be one of the ones on fire. So as the crossbow bolt slams into it again, the zombie almost instantly dissipates as if it was made from ash. The purple light disintegrates from its eyes, and there are now 13 zombies standing.
Okay, and then I'm going to sling like my crossbow has like a cord on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna sling it on my back, and I'm gonna shoot with my hand crossbow.
Okay, nice.
Oh, I did the wrong one. Hold on. Attack hand crossbow. 1. I got a 19 to hit. It's 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. All right. You're hitting the one that you just hit?
Yes.
Okay. All right, with the 6 damage, if you're hitting one of the ones that's flaming, it also, again, disappears. There are now 12 zombies standing.
All right, and with my last thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to, you said these ones disappeared. Are there any bodies of dead creatures, like any dead guys that just fell after they died and did not disappear?
So the ones that you've been attacking have been the ones that Jazbet hit with the fireball. It seems that the fireball has put them basically on death's doorstep, and you're nailing the coffin down. So as long as you're shooting at these guys that are on fire, they're disappearing. However, you have seen, like, Griggins, for example, dropped one that wasn't on fire, and its body is laying in the ground.
Okay. So then I'm going to, blood is going to start leaking from my hands, and you're going to start to see marionette lines shoot out from Edausa's hands, and I'm going to cast, let me see what this shit is called, the Fallen Puppet, and the closest dead body is going to rise up with its weapon in its hand, and it's going to attack another zombie.
Nice.
So you would roll what they would use.
Okay.
That's sick as hell.
All right.
The
So.
Curse of the Puppet, it's called.
All right, so that is when you are using these puppets, you are going to roll with a +3 to hit, and your damage is going to be 1d6 + 1.
Okay. All right, let me get back to the Discord.
So it'd just be d20 +3, and then if you hit, it's d6 + 1 damage.
Activate the spell Mirror Force. It kills all offensive attack position monsters on the opponent's side.
Well, I don't think you have that spell or the ability to
All right,
cast
that
that
was
spell,
18 to hit.
and I don't think that spell exists. But 18 does hit.
6. Plus, you said it was +3.
It's +3 to hit.
What was it for damage? Just roll
1d6 plus 1.
Okay. And that was 5 damage.
5 damage. All right. Yeah, so you looks like you severely hurt one of them, but it is still standing. There are still
Okay.
12 zombies remaining.
All right, and my turn is over.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Up next, Hootenanny.
Mm-hmm. Hootenanny will hold his action, so I'm gonna sacrifice my reaction right now
Okay.
to assist Marcos with the next zombie that he attacks by flying in and swooping in its face and distracting them.
Okay. All right, nice. So the next zombie will have disadvantage on its attack. All right. Anything else from Hootenanny?
No.
All right. So at this point, that is the end of round 1. At the top of the round, immediately you see 4 zombies perish to the magical flames of the fireball. Now, at the top of the round, which puts you get them to 8 zombies standing. Up first is... Okay, he will... Okay, that's his turn. Up next is Marcos. Marcos Barao.
My fault. I forgot I had my mic muted. All right. Marcos is going to
You have
run up to one of
eight
them.
zombies in front of you.
8 zombies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Let me look at my maneuvers. See if there's anything for them. All right. I don't really have anything for all 8, but I'm just gonna attack with my glaze.
Okay.
15 a hit.
15 hits.
All right, I kill one of them,
Okay.
and then I am going to attack again.
It's when you say you kill one of them, you did more than 11 damage.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
13.
Gotcha. Just double checking.
And then I attacked another one, and then I hit that one for 11 slashing.
Okay, that kills him. So down to 6 zombies.
And that's it for my turn.
Okay. Up next is Ezreal. You have 6 zombies in front of you.
Pull out. I'm not leaving their side, so I'm gonna pull out a javelin, 2 javelins even.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to clarify something. My Wi-Fi is being shitty. All right. Well, I'm gonna throw the first one while I look this up. It does a 23 hit.
23 does hit.
All right. Got 12 damage.
12 damage, kills 1.
Am I able? Now this is my question because I don't see. I can't really find the ruling for it. Am I able to throw another javelin as my extra attack?
Yeah, I mean, if you have 2 attacks per round, you can throw 2 javelins.
All right, I'm gonna throw a javelin and like destroy another zombie.
Yeah, because javelin just counts as an attack. It's just a different type of weapon.
All right, 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Yes, sir. And let me get my dice. That's a 12.
12 kills another one. 5 zombies remaining.
Oh, then that's it. That's all. That's all.
Ornala.
Alright.
5 zombies in front of you. They are coming up to their turn. You know that they will be able to hit as of their turn.
Alright. I'm going to burn 2 sorcerers. Sorcerer's point. And twin the spell. I'm going to use the metamagic twin spell and cast a 4th level lightning bolt. I'm going to stick lightning bolt because it doesn't damn good amount of damage. That'll be another 17 dex save.
All right.
I'm going to roll 9d4.
Well, let's hope they make that 17 dex save.
I got.
Oh, 18! Get fucked.
Do they take half damage or not? If they make the save?
Yeah, they would take
half as much, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So give me that damage. Let's see if any of them fucking survive.
Hear that? Hear that? That's probably one.
I'm really glad they got half damage.
No, you're out. I have 2 6s, 2 5s, 3 5s, so 15.
Okay, and remind me, what does the spell look like? You're hitting an area, or are you targeting individuals?
So I've got Nala steps out, pushes Griggins behind her, steps out and kind of like a fencer, steps and like thrusts forward 2 just pinpoint accuracy lightning bolts that are 100 feet out.
Mm-hmm.
So and it forms out in a line. So 100 feet long and 5 feet wide. Anything in that blast radius. I still have to do this math.
So you're coring out a section of this line with your electrical energy. So it'd be 32 damage, but you only take 60. Okay.
So I'm sending you 2 different directions.
So with that, your lightning bolt just incinerates one of the zombies. And you see the crackling energy peeling off the flesh of one of the other ones. However, there are 4 remaining.
Oh, that.
Anything else from you, Ornala?
Hold on. Oh, come on. I think I have the bonus actions taken. No, I think that's it for now.
Okay. Up next is Saza. Saza is continuing the joining. That is her turn. After that is Ikman Shvaz. Ikman, seeing the wedding taking place now here in all places, of all places, he turns back and he cries out, "Forward, Shvaz! Protect your green!" And you hear a cry, "Whoa!" And from behind you, from back in the city, you see a group of soldiers in Shva's armor storming out of the city, coming to reinforce you. And that is Ikman's turn. Up, Azan. It is your turn now.
I'm gonna put a circle in between the two as they're doing their ceremony, and I'm gonna cast ceremony.
Okay.
So
So-
I put my hands on the two. They get a +2 to their AC as long as they're within 30 feet of each other for 7 days.
Jesus.
That's a long one. I know I read that.
Yeah. That's the actual
So,
magic spell.
so I will say that casting ceremony has a casting time of 1 hour.
It does.
Okay. So you are beginning to cast this ceremony spell. Is that correct?
I guess so.
All right. So you begin to initiate the hour-long ritual to bind these two in marriage over the bone of some unknown warrior who became the flute of Atsumori, the sword of the war leader. Up next is Firuz Irshin. He continues the binding. After him is Griggins. Griggins, upon seeing the warriors coming, charging in from behind, from in the city, the Shvaz clan coming out, Griggins gives a cackle and holds up his left hand. And you see him cast a lightning bolt that evaporates one of the zombies. There are now 3 zombies in front of you. That is Griggin's turn. Up next is the zombies. There are 3 now. And at this, their turn, you hear the sound. And you see another wave arise from the trenches and begin to advance. Now, the 3 zombies are here. They are going to attack the closest person. And this is going to be Firuz Irshin, unless someone else. It's up to you guys to, since we're doing theater of the mind for this battle. I'm not going to hold you to firm positions. Would anyone like to be in between Firuz Irshin and the enemy?
Yeah, I do. And since it's gonna attack him,
Okay.
Marcos is gonna use an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
And
So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. All of your murder stuff in a second. I just wanted to make sure to see who's in front. So you are going to be attacked, Marcos, by all 3 of these as you are in the front. And so Marcos, let's see. It's gonna be.
Hadrut will also be in front as I was walking forward shooting my crossbow.
Thank you. All right. So, does an 18 hit, Marcos?
yeah,
All right. Then you're going to take 2 hits. The third one misses whoosh, very badly. And you are going to take 10 points of damage as you are attacked by 2 of these warriors. You can see within their lifeless faces, these were soldiers, but now this sickly purple energy is filling their eyeballs. Up next is Jazbet.
I will reach by my side. How many did you say there were?
There are 3 directly in front of Marcos, and there are 20 who just rose up out of the trench and are going to advance.
Okay. Then I'm going to
Yes, I said there are 20.
I'm gonna unfurl the leather roll of daggers that Saza Basti gave me. Magic will be leaving my mouth like a bright blue magic and touching each of these weapons, and then I'll give them one command and say, "Kill," as I cast animate objects, and all 10 daggers will come to life. They have movement speed of 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to animate all 10. They do 1d4 plus 4 damage each, and they get their own turn in initiative.
Okay. So their turn in initiative is just going to be your turn. I'm not going
Okay.
to add
All
10 additional separate fucking knives.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I would have just had 10 act as one.
So
So
they're
all right,
good. They go on your turn.
okay, and they are going to attack. All right, they will fucking rush up and attack one zombie for now.
Okay.
All right, so that is. How do you roll an attack on Dean? On Avery? Is it check attack or just attack?
I think it's exclamation point. Well, I mean, just roll the. I always do just d20 plus, whatever your modifier is.
All right, hold on a
I'm
second.
I'm
I
not
gotta look at
super
what.
familiar with what.
So hold on a sec. Bear with me.
Take your time.
Plus
You
8
need
to
to
hit.
have the daggers on your character sheet, and it needs to be updated. And you like attack dagger.
Okay. Well, no, not for animate objects. So roll 1d20 plus 8. All right, that is a 21 to hit.
21
And that is
hits.
going to be. That's 28 points of damage for that one zombie as the daggers attack him.
Okay, yeah, that 28 just evaporates this fucking zombie. The purple light extinguishes from its eyes. What does it look like as you kill it with flying daggers?
The daggers just immediately dash forward and stab into his chest, sending him to the ground before lifting up outside of the body. And they begin whirling and, focusing on the other fucking zombies. I'm going to use my. Actually, I can't use my bonus action right now. And then, so instead, I'll just use a free action to go ahead and speak out to Azan. Azan, is there any way that we could expedite this? It's getting pretty bad.
I'm trying.
Try harder, please. And that'll be it for my turn.
Okay. All right. Up next is Adaus.
Hadrut is going to take its javelin from its back and speak to it and say, "A light," and then throw it, and it becomes a giant bolt of lightning. And I'm gonna aim it towards the very back of the group, so it's a 5-foot wide line. And I'm gonna strike as many as I can.
Okay. With a 5-foot wide line, you can hit 4 of them.
Okay. Evelyn. All right, let's see what that was. So that was 13 to hit, and it was 29 damage.
13 does hit. 29 kills. That's 29 damage to each. So yeah, you kill all 4 of them.
And then I am going to, with my second attack, grab my crossbow again from my back and attack. And that was 24 to hit with 9 damage.
24 does hit, and 9 damage with a crossbow. You jam this this bolt, sticks right into the chest of this zombie, but it continues on forward. So
All
there
right,
are
and
currently 19 zombies standing.
Okay, and then I'm going to, as my last part of my turn, I'm going to imbue myself with my blood curse of mutual suffering, which will come into effect if I become attacked.
Okay.
Nice.
I can guarantee you will be attacked.
Yep.
All right. Up next is Hoot Nanny.
Okay. Hoot Nanny will go ahead and just fly, perch on Orinala's shoulder for now, and he will hold his action to distract anybody trying to come up and attack the sorceress.
Thanks.
So first zombie that he sees running up to make a melee attack, he will go ahead and run as or fly as a distraction.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Then up next is that is the end of round 2. Top of the round. As we stand here, just as a reminder, we have Saza and Firuz both clutching the flute of Atsumori. Blue energy alighting around them. Azan deep in prayer, uh, casting this ritual spell to bind these two in marriage, to unite and create the queen, the true queen. You also are being swarmed, and as you are seeing these zombie reinforcements pour in, it while there's not a lot of intelligence in those dead purple eyes, you know that Ashurbanipal, whatever is left of him, uh, even this idiot demon that is the remains of Ashurbanipal now, uh, it recognizes what's happening. And while it's not able to coordinate any type of grand strategy or anything like that, this ritual in the middle of the battlefield is drawing zombies from all around, all down, up and down the line. You see these purple eyes start to move towards all of you. And at the top of the round, we get. Second. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm just queuing up some music. Okay. There we go. So, as you are seeing this at the top of this round, as you're seeing the purple eyes being drawn towards you, towards this ritual, towards this holy matrimony, you also see the large, hulking form of what looks to be a half giant.
Oh, fuck.
Oi, brother.
You see this hulking form deeply filled with purple energy.
God damn it.
And you see this giant of a commander hold up a two-handed war mace, a huge hammer, and he begins to advance on you.
About how big is this half giant?
He is a little bit bigger than you. A little bit. Not by much, but a little bit bigger. And as he steps up and out of the trench and begins his slow, plodding march towards you, you see another wave of 20 more zombies rise up out of the trench and follow behind their war leader. There are now 36 zombies on the field. Up next is first.
Before
Yeah.
anybody does anything as a reaction, because I'm seeing this guy coming, I'm gonna cast my last blood curse, and it's the blood curse of defending right, so that everyone around me gets a +2 on a dex roll,
Nice.
and that's it. And I'm done.
Okay, so you can't. That's a
What is it?
reaction spell. Why?
Yeah, like
Okay, so what is it reacting to?
seeing this giant motherfucker coming in.
Yeah, Shannon, it's got to provoke a reaction. Right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, so that
I'll
is an
hold it.
excellent thing that you can do, but you're not able to do currently.
That's fine. I'll hold it then.
All right,
yeah,
no worries.
Read the description, and it'll tell you what provokes the reaction.
That will definitely be cool, and you'll probably need it because there's a lot of fucking stuff coming at you guys. Let's see here. All right, 1 second. Getting music again. All right. So, up next is let's make queuing music first. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. So, up next is Marcos Baral. In front of you, you have one titanic, half-giant war leader possessed with the purple magic of the residue of Ashurbanipal. You have 36 zombies in front of you, advancing on you. And you have to your rear the glowing blue energy that is holy matrimony happening here and now. What do you do?
Marcos is going to realize that he's not gonna have the best chance against 36 zombies, so he's gonna go after the giant.
So right now the zombies are pretty far away. You have 3 that are right up in your face attacking you. So 3 of them you can hit this round. The remaining zombies, you have 16 that will be able to attack next round once they arrive. And then you have 20 zombies behind that with the war leader.
Oh, okay. Then Marcos is gonna attack the ones that have been attacking him.
So yeah, you got 3 zombies in front of you that you can attack.
All right. 28 to hit.
28 hits.
All right, that's 8 slashing damage.
8. You jam the blade in, but it does not drop the zombie in front of you. Oh wait, actually no, it does. Yeah, I'm sorry. This zombie, as you bring the blade down, you feel like that hit alone would not take it out, but you do see the crossbow bolt from Adaus that it had hit it previously, and that is enough to kill it. What does it look like as you kill this zombie in front of you?
Marcos is going to just like. So where did the crossbow bow hit it?
Oh no, this is just Adaus had shot it last round. Yeah, you wouldn't have killed it, but since she shot it, you do kill it. So
Marcos is gonna just like stab it in the chest.
The zombie. The purple light flits from its eyes.
Then I am going to. And then I'm going to hit the next one.
Okay, go ahead. Roll for it.
It's 9 damage. 12 to hit.
12 does not hit. So you don't do 9 damage. The zombie parries your blade away. Do you have anything
Okay.
else you're doing?
No.
Okay, up next is Ezreal. You have 2
How far is
zombies.
the other half giant?
The half giant is basically 1 turn away. So he'll be up and arrived by next turn. Right now, in between you and the half giant, you have 2 zombies in front of Marcos and you. Behind them are 16 zombies who will be on you guys this turn. And then but further behind with the half giant are the 20 zombies that just stepped up.
Well, I'm gonna pull out 2 javelins again, and I'm gonna launch them at the zombies by Marcos.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me 2 attack rolls.
Oy. First one, 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Damage is. Runs in the paw to find that. 9 damage for the first one.
All right. What's the second one? Are you throwing at the same one or a different one?
If it didn't kill him, we'll throw at the same one.
Okay. It did not kill
And
him.
next one is 21 to hit,
Hits.
and this one is 8 damage.
He is dead. There is
Yeah.
now 1
Then I'm
zombie
gonna look at Marcos and
in
I'm be
front of
like,
Marcos.
hold on to those for me.
Orinala. Orinala, what are you doing?
Whoops, I was definitely just talking to myself. Athena's kind of been semi-forward, being on the offense. Would I be behind or in front of Ezreal and Marcos?
That's your decision. So Ezreal and Adaus and Marcos are all in front of, in between the marriage ceremony and the enemies. So it's your call where you want to be.
Okay. I would say I'm midway point. I would first I am going to burn 2 more sorcery points to use a quicken spell, and I'm going to cast at first level Witch Bolt as a bonus action at the last zombie that is pestering my dear friend.
There is yep, you got 1 left
So I'm gonna roll hit.
in front of Marcos.
There's a 23 hit.
23 absolutely hits.
Okay, so that is 1d12.
12 damage, 12 kills.
Hold on, 1d12. Hold on. That is an 8.
8 does not kill.
Okay. Somebody else will take care of it. I'm gonna
So this zombie in front of Marcos is wounded, however still standing.
Okay. So I was gonna keep moving forward until I'm just kind of like sidestep them and just be in front of our allies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna just say fuck it and cast a fifth level cone of cold in the direction of the oncoming horde.
All right, you got 16 at the midpoint, and then you got 20 behind them. So if your cone of cold, what is the size of the cone?
60-foot cone out from where I'm standing, and I have to be on 17.
How wide is it? How wide is the 6 foot?
0.
6-0. Okay, gotcha. All right, so then that you're gonna hit 16. All right, so you can hit 5 in the middle row, 8 in the back row.
Okay. I'm gonna have to make con 17.
Con 17 save. Let's see. Come on, zombies. Fuck, 15 doesn't do it. So they missed. Go ahead and roll that damage.
you see Nala throw a negligent witch bolt in the direction of the last zombie, looking pissed off, and then focuses her power. 16, 20, 24, 30, 40, 42 points of cold damage.
Okay, so within that cone, you see 5 zombies just disappear into icy mist. Is there anything else you're doing, Orinala?
Whatever movement I have left, I'm gonna assume maybe use half of my movement to get out in front of the group. I'm gonna just walk backwards.
Back behind where the back to the marriage ceremony. Gotcha.
Yeah, back behind my house.
All right. Up next is Saza. Saza is being married. After her is Ikman Shvaz. Hi, Ikman Shvaz here. Ikman Shvaz is going to. By this point, the Shvaz clan forces have arrived, and you see a number of soldiers get in line, looking shoulder to shoulder with all of you. Tired, scared, but determined. Ikman is going to hold his action, keeping his men in reserve, it looks like, at your command. So if you guys, it appears that Ikman, on his turn, if you use your turn to tell him to do something, he will put his soldiers to use doing that action. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it'll be your entire round, your entire turn to get Ikman to do something, but Ikman will then do it with like 15 guys. So that's how that's going to work. After Ikman is Azan. Azan, you have 11. You have one very wounded zombie in front of Marcos. You have 11 zombies in the second row, and you have looks like 16 zombies in the final row. As well as, of course, the half giant war leader.
I shout to Hickman. I try to persuade him, like, I need you and your men to protect me while I do this.
Okay.
All I need you guys to do.
All right. So you see Ikman, he nods, and you know that on his next turn he will command his men to protect you. All right. Up next is Firuz. Firuz getting married. Up next is Griggins. Griggins, seeing this one poorly wounded zombie in front of Marcos that has not been killed yet, Griggins screams at the top of his lungs, "Yeah!" and hurls himself at the zombie. Definitely hits that zombie. Definitely kills that zombie as Griggins launches himself through the air, sword first, just goes straight through the neck of this thing, and he lands. The zombie collapses in a pile in front of Marcos. Griggins on top pulls his sword out, big ass, big shit-eating grin on his face. Griggins and warrior. Up next is the zombies. Well, you guys have put it off for as long as you can, but we now have 11 zombies who are within range to strike. And they're all going to go after Marcos and Ezreal, who are in the very front line. So,
Wait, I have a question.
What's up?
I thought Marcos was like ahead of even me. Because I'm still within like shoulder range of Zaza Bassi.
Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, you're in between them and
the zombies.
Yes, but the zombies have now arrived, so they walked up to you. All right, let's see. 11.
For some reason in my mind, though, I just thought Marcos was way farther.
Hit.
Rob, since the zombies are coming
Hit.
within my range,
Hit.
I'm gonna use full on master.
Miss. Give me 1 second. You're gonna take a whole lot of hits first. That's 1, 2,
No,
3,
because
4,
they're
he
coming in my
5.
range. I'm gonna intercept them.
Once they
They're
get within
coming
10
into
feet,
my
you
range.
can make an opportunity.
Okay,
attack
so
and
you're.
stop them.
Yep. Yeah. You can stop and intercept one of the 11. So
And then I
go
have,
ahead and roll it.
Sentinel.
Go ahead and roll it.
I have Sentinel for one of the other 11.
Okay. You go ahead and roll yours too. See if you hit him. I'm gonna
And then if one of
continue
them is
to
attacking
roll.
me, he has Sentinel.
Oh my god. 17
1,
hit.
2, 3.
I rolled
17
25 to
hits. 25 hits.
Oh, that's the wrong guy.
I hit one of them for 9.
All right. 9
God
does
damn.
not kill him.
I hit
I know,
one
I was-
for 17.
17 does kill him. So there are 10 zombies standing. Now, you'll have to allow me to continue to roll out the attacks that you so rudely interrupted
One
me.
of them's attacking me. Marcos can do Sentinel too.
I can. I already used my reaction for the round.
Damn it, Marcos. You
So did
beautiful son
you.
of a bitch.
And so did you. You did
Oh,
the same
not
thing. You did-
20!
Oh, God.
All right, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successful hits, which is going to be 2, 3,
On who?
8. Well, that's a lot of 6s. That's a lot of 6s, baby!
Very glad.
Boxcars. All right, so this is going to be so Marcos, you are going to take 47 points of damage
Whoa.
as you are hit by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different zombies.
How many points?
47 points of damage, slashing damage. And you also hear, "Hurrah!" and you see a 4th wave of 20 zombies rise up
Back up.
from the trench line. There are now, let's see, we got the 16 that were killed. You guys have 10 in front of you. There are now 46 zombies on the field. Up next is, that is their turn. Up next is the war leader. He is going to double move to sprint and get right up in Ezreal's face. Ezreal, do you have any other? Wait, no, you don't have. You can't do more
I
than
don't
one
have what
reaction.
Dante has.
Yeah, you don't
But
have more
double
than one.
movement is a whole
So-
turn, right?
So he is right up in your face, and he is going to swing his huge.
Can he, if he took a double movement action?
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
if
not a. It's not a. He rushed at you. So, it's not a double movement in the game parlance. He's much quicker than everyone around him. The zombies obviously are very slow walkers. So
Sure.
he sprints up to you, reaches you with his 40 feet of movement, and he is going to take his first swing with his great mighty warhammer. Me a fucking natural 1. His first swing. You can tell that the purple energy in his eyes, since you shattered Ashurbanipal as an individual entity, these fragments that are possessing these monsters, they don't have the skill, they don't have the grace, they don't have the clarity of thought that you've seen when you've actually seen Ashurbanipal possess things. This is a much more raw, a much more visceral energy, and that energy has not seemed to fully grasp how to control the body of this war leader. And you see the purple eyes flame as it misses wildly with its first of 3 attacks. That's going to be a 9 to hit's not going to do it. Third attack is going to be it's going to be 17 to hit.
That does hit.
17 does
It
hit.
does hit.
All right. And that's going to be where's my D8? All right. It's going to be a 13 points of damage as the heavy warhammer slams into your unarmored chest. 13 bludgeoning damage.
Not too bad. I'll take that.
All right. Up next is Jazbet.
Can I make a flavor text?
Yes, you can absolutely make a flavor
I'm gonna
text.
look at him and be like, "You hit like a bitch," and I'm gonna spit in his face.
That's disgusting.
It's raw.
It is raw. It's very much in Ezreal's style. Jazbet, it is your turn.
Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is raise my hand up again, fingers splayed. I am going to cast Fireball at the largest collection where I could, like the biggest, like right in the center of the zombie horde.
Mm-hmm. So you can either hit the brand new line of 20 that just popped up, or you can hit the middle line of 16 that's going to arrive next round, or you have the line of 10, but you'll also hit Marcos.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hit my companion, so I'm gonna aim
I mean, you
it
could. It'd be fun for me.
So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna go ahead and attack. That is 26 points of damage.
Okay, and
Make a
how big
DC
is the
17.
area of
It
effect
is
again?
20-foot diameter.
20 foot.
Yes, and this is the second wave.
Yeah, second wave. So that's 16 with a 20-foot diameter. You're gonna hit 6, and I don't think a 5 is gonna save. So what is the full damage?
26.
26. Yeah, your fireball evaporates and burns 6 of them to death. There are now 10 in the middle line, 10 in the front line, 20 in the reserve line, and the war leader is up in front of Ezreal.
Okay.
Half giant fighting half giant.
All right, I'm going to use my bonus action to split the animate objects into 5 each, and they are going to attack 2 of the zombies surrounding Marcos.
Okay,
So
attacking the front line.
Roll D20 plus 8. All right, so the first zombie is missed by the 5 animate objects. The second one is a hit.
Okay.
And that was a 27 to hit. So
27 hits.
Yep. The damage would be roll. That's 15 points of damage as the knives whirl and spin and slice into that zombie. And then I'm going to use my movement to run up to the front lines beside Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
And putting my hand on the golden sun of the Oriflamme banner.
Nice.
I am going to cast Fear using the Sacrament ability.
Mm-hmm.
And you did mention that is a DC 18 saving throw.
It is indeed.
Coming from the Oriflamme.
And I wish I didn't make it so high. Here we go. That's a 2.
Okay. So a 2 does not make it.
That is correct. I see you also know math.
Yes. So hold on a sec. Each creature in a 30-foot cone must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or drop whatever it is holding and become frightened for the duration. While frightened by the spell, a creature must take the dash action and move away from me by the safest available route on each of its turns unless there is nowhere to move. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have a line of sight of me, the creature can make a wisdom saving throw. On a successful save, the spell ends for that creature. So they can't make make the saving throw after they just made this one, but on the next
Mhm.
round they can, as long
Okay.
as they're out of sight of me. So I would have positioned myself to hit the the majority of the front line
Mhm.
and the giant with this cone of fear.
So the giant,
And
he will get his own save. Is
okay,
separate.
all right. And
Separate.
also, Rob, once again, thank you. Coming from the Oriflamme, this doesn't require concentration.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. There's some good luck. Yeah, the giant saves, but you do get the
Okay.
zombies. You're hit 10 in the front. I'm sorry, there's only 9. So you do, with that 30-foot cone, you are able to hit all 9 in the front row.
Okay. So then they would have to use their immediate action to drop
Hmm.
whatever they're holding and dash away.
Okay. And I believe, Marcos, do you have attacks of opportunity?
No,
Oh, wait, no, no.
because
You
I
you
need
you
them.
you used yours
Yeah.
earlier. All right, never mind. So, but the 9 in front, they just fucking bolt. They're gone. All right. The giant, however, is left standing alone. 10 zombies coming up behind him, 20 behind them. Up next is anything else from Jazzbet?
No, that's it for Jazzbit. I've used everything.
Big, big round from Jazzbet. All right. Adaus.
Since the 9 have, started to flee, I'm going to just start picking off the rest of the zombies that are off on the side.
Yep. So you got the second wave, 10 zombies that they will reach the front lines next round. Behind them are 20 coming in from reinforcing out of that trench. And of course, as you can see, the lines behind, you see the purple eyes in the darkness, also guiding towards you guys.
All right, well, I'm just going to start picking some of these guys off with my crossbow.
So you can either shoot at the 9 running away, the 10 advancing, or the 20 advancing.
I'll shoot at the 10 advancing.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That was a 21 to hit.
21
9
hits, 9 damage. The crossbow bolt jams into the flesh of one of the zombies, and it looks wounded, but still remains standing.
The next one is 11 to hit.
11,
well.
11 does not hit as the crossbow bolt glances off of the armor of one of these mercenary zombies.
All right, I'm going to do my last attack here with my hand crossbow. And that's 27 to hit.
27 does hit. And are you attacking the one that you hit already?
Yeah.
You kill that zombie with the second crossbow bolt.
That is my turn.
All right. Hootenanny.
Yeah, I forgot about.
Hootenanny, what are you doing?
I gotta stop talking after I mute myself. So Hootenanny's going to stay perched on Orinala's shoulder and hold his action to immediately fly into the face and distract anything that tries to make a melee attack against Orinala.
All right. Nice. Nice. With that, we have ended combat round 3. As with all of the other combat rounds, you hear a roar. Roar! As another wave of forces rises out of the trench. And with that, we are going to end part 1 of our 2-part episode.
So fire.
Of our 2-part grand finale of The Edge of the World is Made of Swords.
I'm salty right now. I was going to do something crazy. I was about to go off.
You
I was about to go off.
You can go off at the beginning of the next round.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to go crazy.
All right. Well done, everyone. Questions, comments, suggestions?
My comment is, how dare you end it like this? All right, you son of a gun.
Well, This is you guys are now fighting a war against a army. This is not going to be the one or two off like randos that you guys kill in a market square. This is you guys are in for the long haul now.
I'm gonna fucking retreat or die.
There's a lot of different options that are ahead of you, and truly, the edge of the world is indeed made of swords, and it is very dangerous out here on the periphery. Uh, any other suggestions? Stop start continues for tonight.
I think that it was really good. I felt like I want to say this as a compliment to you. This is a much more in-depth combat with a lot more things going on, and I think you handled it very well and kept a good pace going.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's my opinion.
It's very tough to fight against you guys when you have a billion attacks and you can just shut down any offense that I have.
It's hard to fight against hordes upon hordes of zombies.
I think that the flow of the session kind of slowed down a bit when we were trying to figure out what was going on with Saza.
Yes.
And I think that slowed things down a little bit. But once we got into the combat, things kind of it was like immediately after that. Once we found out that Saza wasn't controlled by Ashurbanipal, that we kind of were able to rally behind and get behind that. Also, the every zombie that was caught on fire with that first fireball should have been killed. If they had 11 points of HP, that was what the minimum damage would have been if everything was halved on that first attack. I do understand things were kind of crazy and hectic. There's a lot of things going on, so sometimes it's easy to get confused with anything like that and not be able to pay perfect attention to every single spell and ability going on. But that was like what I was trying to explain. I was like, all right, if they got 11 hit points, then and they're on fire, they should be dead.
Yes.
Right? Because 22 hit points was the full damage. So
yeah. So you'll notice that after like I did make that call, and when I make a call, I try to stick with that. But if I mess the call up, which in that case I did, I try to fix it in afterwards, and that's why I was talking so much about those zombies being on fire, and then as soon as the round was over, like they all died. So I get what you're saying. You are correct. I missed that. That's why those zombies instantly died later, was making up for that.
Okay.
I do want to say, with the one thing with Zaza, I feel like that was low key our fault because she did close to immediately talk about finding her king. And I feel like we probably should have thought, oh, she's probably
yeah, but that's the same direction as Ashurbanipal and Septimus. Like she's not saying Feruz, she's saying her king. She was acting weird. I think it's understandable for the rest of us to be like, all right, what the fuck is going on? Her brother's injured. She got up, walked away from him. She's acting like a different person. Her expression is different. I think the confusion was understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
we probably could have figured it out quicker. It's our fault too. I mean, it's not like I was part of the confusion. I was about to suplex her arm off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we ended up getting through it, and then I wanted to say that I enjoyed the dynamics of a fight done differently. Like I thought that this is a good way, like to kind of portray a fight in the middle of a battle with like hordes of zombies. It's kind of like a desperate moment to get this fucking marriage off. So I thought that was well done, and that I liked from the session.
Thank you. All right, who would like to go first for nominations? Go ahead, Gabe.
Hold on, I need a moment. Someone else go first. I need a moment.
Okay, I want to give my first nomination to Marcos. I thought Marcos, one, not only were you attacking like a rock star in your element in combat, but I thought that you role played very well with Marcos kind of going through post-traumatic stress and him having the shakes and having just killed the first people whose lives he's ever ended in the previous session, and then losing his friend and then kind of just being stuck in this city that's under fire and under siege. I thought that you did that very well. Second place is going to be going to Arauz because I felt that Arauz interaction with Hootenanny and Arauz using all of its abilities in the combat, it was just like a very well-rounded session for Arauz. You were killing lots of shit. You were making shit attack other shit. You were giving shit to the fucking owl, and there was just a whole lot of shit coming from Arauz.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So Gabe, have you gotten enough time now?
I'm thinking. Well, go ahead, Eric.
I give my first one to Marcos. Same reason, being a badass. Killed a bunch of enemies and like in real time would have been like a couple seconds. That was cool. And then I'll give my second one to Ezreal just for cutting the dude in half while still standing. I love moments like that. I love that. Like I love it when I can picture something in my brain happening like so cool. That I love so cool moments.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling stuff woman.
Believe it.
I'd give it to Rob to be honest. I'd give it to Rob to be honest. I
Well,
love everything that's happening, especially with the hordes of the undead. I love that.
this is definitely going to be a much different fight. You guys are used to fighting individual enemies with like high hit points and all that stuff. You haven't really had too many fights where you've had to deal with more than maybe one or two different guys. So it'll be interesting, and we'll have a battle map next time uh, for the finale, so you'll be able to see a little bit more clear. But yeah, it'll be fighting a horde is going to be a lot different from fighting, a dragon.
How's people doing on spells and their abilities? Because I have, yeah, I got like 3 spell slots left. So,
It's been a very long time since all of you have rested.
yes, it has. It's been like 3 or 4 sessions since we've done that.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm hit. I've been hit in the past couple of sessions. All right, does everybody have resources? Like their character resources? Like Marcos had his action surge this session. Um, I don't know.
I got an idea. What next session you gonna see? I got something.
Okay.
I'm going off next session.
Look, man, I still got 1,000 ball bearings just chilling in my bag of holding. We can Benny Hill this shit and just make the fucking zombies slip around.
I'm just saying, you might see the return of the Rat King.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Big brain time.
Blow
Yeah.
the bag. 10,000
Oh, Ornella,
bags.
you don't know about what Azan's talking about right now, or what Eric has.
Oh shit, she wasn't here for that.
No,
The
she
club
wasn't.
scene.
Don't tell her nothing.
Okay, all right. It'll be a wonderful surprise.
Oh no, I'm scared.
You should be.
Oh.
I'm gonna give my nominations to Jazbet and Ornala just for like taking the lead in talking with Saza and making sure that we're getting where we need to go, and like even talking with I think it was was it Tango? No, it wasn't.
Furious.
Feruz. No, it wasn't Feruz. It was somebody else. Anyway, like talking with everybody and just all the badassery happening on the battlefield. I love seeing all the spells and all the abilities that you guys can use to help each other out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think I'd give my nominations to Arcos and Arauz. Because one, Arauz has a blood hunter, the abilities are so sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sick. And then Marcos is just laser focused on protecting his allies, and that's like, yes, good combat, guys. I'm just very pleased. I'm just mad it stopped. Rob.
All right, my nomination to my first place is gonna go to Jazzbet because the fireballs, and then he used the
Mhm.
Oriflamme. He used the things that you gave him, and then he scared off the zombies that were about to kill Marcos because you hit me for that 45, and it was just terrible. My second place will go to Ezreal because I thought it was cool how like at first it was just both of us tag teaming this horde of monsters. I would just like not monsters, but like zombies that were just coming right towards us.
Mhm.
So
I
those are my
think
two.
my nominations are going to go to Marcos. And man, I've been struggling to think about who should get my secondary nomination though. I've been struggling to just think about this the whole time. Cause it's like a three-way deadlock right now in my mind.
Well,
I think I'm gonna
what
edge
is
this to
the
Jazz.
three-way deadlock then? Jazzbet?
It's Shannon, Buddy, and
Mhm.
TR.
All excellent. Each one of them really shown tonight.
Yeah, so I'm like trying to figure out how to edge it out. And I think I'm gonna edge it out by who killed the most zombies. So I think I'm gonna give it to Jazz.
The fear and the fireball were pretty clutch.
Yeah,
No, I've been wanting to use
but
the Oriflamme for
it
a
was
long time.
hard to decide that because I feel like all three of you had extremely excellent moments.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a game so far. Definitely a hell of a game. I'm really excited.
Oh, I'm so excited that I get to fight one of my kind. I call I call super dibs.
Yeah.
Super dibs.
I call super dibs. I want a 1v1.
I want it.
ISO.
Yo, 1v1 me. 1v1 me, bro. All right, guys. Well, does anyone have any final thoughts?
Just want a reminder that even though part 2 of the finale is supposed to be next Monday, if for whatever reason it gets postponed to the following Monday, Dante and I cannot make it.
Gotcha. I do not. So this is most definitely the penultimate. I don't think it's gonna drag on to another one. Not after next week.
Okie doke.
Yep, you guys are
Oh, and I have
the
a
wedding's
crazy
happening.
idea that I want to try.
Well, hey, DM me, man.
No, this is actually going to be Orinala. I'm gonna need her help.
All right.
Oh,
I look
It might just kill me. That's all I gotta say.
forward to whatever craziness you guys have in store. So with that, I am going to go to sleep because I am an old man. But I had a hell of a fun time tonight, guys, and I will see you all next week. Cheers.
All right,
Many
guys.
blessings, my brother.
Sweet
Good night.
dreams.